Unmuted. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
To this everything.
Yes.
I didn't mean to have that up yet.
Look at all
I
this.
finally nailed
this
him
lovely,
down.
Lovely stuff.
I've finally done it.
Yes.
I've finally done it.
Look
It's
at
taken
this
so
boy.
long, but this is it. 16 panels of average. Technically 17 if I count the one from the previous entry. But 16 consecutive panels of average. And I finally got him.
Panels.
Finally got him. I finally nailed him down. He's right here.
We
Look
got
at him,
boys.
There he is. fantastic, lovely, amazing. Hello, amazing.
He's quite beautiful.
The side profile was like, yeah, this is fine. I think it was two things. I think I was trying to be too technical with his hair. As you can see how I was drawing it like very specific, full pieces, and it's like I don't do that with anybody else.
I do see that, but
and
you
the
don't
layers
do full pieces.
Which is kind of weird, and that's why I kept giving Phoenix vibes, because that's how I draw Phoenix, because he has very angular hair, right? So it's like that's how I draw
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Very sectioned off
It
in that
needs
manner.
to be that way, and so it's just like every time I like start drawing it, I could not get Phoenix out of my brain, and then it feels like Phoenix. And so I just kind of went loosey-goosey with it, and I was like,
what is
hello.
the secret?
Hello. There you are. Great.
Hello,
and then the front
sir.
ones didn't work until you, my guy, my lad. This is the ticket right here.
This
but hello,
shall be peak average.
Federico and John and Mason. Dylan actually posed for this pose for me.
John, and Mason. Hello.
Not to actually, I didn't take a picture of him doing it, but basically the pose that he was doing, the pose that I originally put him in, it was very feminine. It was like the chin on the hand. I was like, there's a lot of sass in here, but it doesn't feel right. You know, like it doesn't feel like this is like a Milano move, not an Aberrant move, right? We're trying to separate this. So like, Dylan, be your manliest man mode right now, and fucking do this motion for me. And I mean, we got it. It's great.
We
very
did
happy.
Indeed get it. Oh,
Very happy with it.
man.
And then I'm gonna show the extra one. Look at that.
Oh, you gotta.
Oh, so good now.
Oh, crazy average.
Oh yeah.
Unhinged.
But he actually looks good now. So I'm very happy now.
That is honestly my favorite drawing of him that you've ever done.
The crazy one or this one?
Yeah, the crazy one.
Oh shit. I had to redo that one like 3 times. It just wasn't
I
working.
love
I'm
the
very,
expression.
very happy with this one.
It's so what I imagined when I envisioned the lines I was writing
Okay,
for him.
good.
It is
Good.
honestly uncanny.
That's
how
what I wanted.
accurate it is.
But interesting thing to draw your character hair very fast, because I realized that I do this with the other characters that I'm like used to, but I kept not doing it with Averett, and it kept making it so that it was like, why is this not work? And it's finding landmarks. Hello, Esdrock. And it's finding landmarks.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, and let's see if I can like recreate it to a certain extent really quick. When I draw, we're gonna do Milano. This is not the pencil. When I do Milano's hair, right? So we get his face in here. And we get his ears. I'm just doing a rough sketch. But when I draw Milano's hair, I always start at the part. Okay, that's the landmark, is the part. I go up and over. But then I come here in his face, because these are the landmark pieces, right? So that the two connect, and how they frame his face is what matters for how the look goes. So how these bang pieces fall, that's how it matters. And that's how I can do like pretty quick Milano hair very easily, because I've got the face landmarks down. And I do that with all the other colors. I usually start with, well, all the other characters. I start with their bangs, because that's where it lies on the face, and then I like use everything else around that. But Averett doesn't really have bangs, right? He has the pushed back hair, and no matter how I drew the hairline, it was just never right. It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't working, you know. It's like, oh, okay, you know, because I always start in the middle, right? That's what I thought the trick was. I start in the middle, I come down and do whatever, and it's just like, this wasn't happening. So what I realized, that's not a good landmark for Averett. The good landmark for Averett is the area by his ears that marks where his undercut starts and ends. So having this sort of like sideburn thing, and then connecting the rest of his hairline to them, that made it easier for me to sort of bring it in and around. And then there's a fair amount of finagling with him every time, but I usually get it good now because I have figured out where the landmark is.
Haha!
Amazing.
Landmarks are very helpful, you guys.
Only 30-year-old Phoenix, 30s-year-old Phoenix has the singular bang, which is like annoying to me because I want to draw Phoenix with the little bang thing, but I can't because that's like a trademark of his older design, right? And so it's like if I draw him with that,
we sadly can't have it because he's outgrown it.
Well, no, he hasn't grown into it yet, is the thing. The little bang
Wait, is it the older or the younger design?
His oldest design, the one where he is the oldest human, has the little bang. His
For some reason, I thought it was reversed.
And his regular design don't have the little blibble bang. That's my equivalent of the ahoge when you don't have a hair part to show. You know, how I do with your hair. That sort of stuff. You don't know what a bang is, but you don't get what bangs are. Okay, I'll do what bangs are.
All right, let's break down what bangs are.
Yeah. We can break it down. We'll break it down with Ferrex, because we're just drawing the boys in here. Because they're having a good time. And Ferrex, with his ears, could actually help some. Alright. So, when you have hair, right, you have the hairline. This is how far down your head your hair comes on your forehead, right? So all your hair will exist from the hairline up. Now, you know, in real life, people can have like really weird hairlines based on just how they've parted. You know, this is where your widow's peak would be if you have one. You know, they can be very exaggerated, all sorts of things. You know, my hairline in real life is fairly like asymmetrical, where the one side of my hair comes down further. So, you know, if you part your hair in one place, it might come up there, you know, you might, etc. But for simplicities, you have your hairline. So the bang section is the part that is in front of your forehead. It's covering your forehead, right? So Ferrex he's got this little bang here. Oh, this is going to be very difficult to draw just his bang. Like this.
That's gonna be interesting.
Because I always draw it, like, together. So this section would be his bangs. And then he has the you know, this middle part of his hair, because it's actually in, at least the way I draw it, it's in front of his ears. And this is, like, the second section of the hair. And then you would have whatever comes out the back section of the hair. He has like a little mullet sort of thing.
Hello, Elliot.
So welcome. But hello,
glad
Elliot.
You could join us for this section on bangs.
Oh, well, I'm glad you could join. We're talking about the
Lex,
bangs.
Welcome.
And Lex, hello, yes. So those are the bangs. So this isn't really a bang. This little bit that Everett has. This is like a messy hair. It's a messy hair.
Ahoge.
Yeah, I call it an ahoge. It's not an ahoge.
That's the word I want.
It's basically, you know, when you slick your hair back, the front of the front hairs here can be shorter a lot. You know, they can be called baby hairs, whatever. They might just be a shorter one in general. It doesn't get stuck back. It just gives like a slight messy look to it. If I pulled my hair back, I have short hairs in front that are just always short. They just don't get longer. That's what the baby hairs are. No matter what, you know, it's not like I'm breaking them or anything. They're just short. And they won't be in a ponytail, or they won't be in a bun, or if I slicked my hair back, they probably, you know, you'd want them to stay. But he's a little messy. He's not perfect. Ideally. That's the point. Right.
Yes.
So that's what a bang is.
He tries to be perfect. He's not very good at it.
Yeah. And so it's the part that is covering the forehead. So like this part a lot of anime characters have, like, this section of hair that, like, comes down in front of the ears very commonly. This is not a bang. That's just hair. Okay, that's not part of the bang. The bang is only
But it's
this...
more of a front-forward piece.
Yeah, it's in front of the ears. Just like, you know, this middle part of his hair is in front of his ears. You know, you usually talk about hair in, like, 3 to 4 sections, but you talk about it in sections. And it is kind of, like, middling, right? You know, there's not, like, a concrete, this section of your head ends up being
I would
the middle
almost
or
say
whatever.
we have a perfect example with our avatar, because I have the 2 side pieces that aren't bangs, but are
Yes.
still forward, fourth hair, while you have the parted bangs
I have
that
the
are just a
side
bit
bang
longer.
is what mine is called, where it comes down
Yeah.
to the side, versus Ferrex's are more towards what would be called, like, curtain bangs, where they just come, you know, front, like Twilight Sparkle human
Ori
has.
loves her curtain bangs. You see them on Aster,
Maya
you
has
see them
them.
on Feryx. Maya has them too.
Yeah, those are the blunt ones. But yeah, versus Milano just
Those
sort
are
of
the
has
castrated
messy
cross bangs.
in general, and Hotsun has a similar thing.
But what I love about Milano and Hotsun's hairstyles is that that middle piece mirrors each other.
Yeah, and this part too. Milano
I think that's
specifically
a really fun
goes
detail
up,
design-wise.
where Hotsun's always comes down. Very important. So, yep. Those are that. I think that really covers that. Not much else, hair anatomy-wise.
And that's how hair works.
Yeah, roughly. Similar, you know, like, so classic boy Edgeworth has the bangs because they're specifically coming in front of his face from the part of his forehead, right? So while they're not covering his forehead, they're like, they are like, you know, side bangs sort of thing. He has very swoopy bangs, very classic anime bangs, but they're still bangs because they're coming from that part, even if he just has a lot of volume, especially in the anime when they're fucking like cat ears. The man can fly away with those bangs on his head in the anime.
Oh,
Jesus.
he could.
Oh, welcome to the Discord server, Elliot.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Oops. Got my whole setup. That was genius.
Alrighty. We'll leave that up. But now we must continue. I need to get this done. This man needs his main outfit ref sheet done for art fight.
Way.
Yes,
and
do
we
you
gotta
do
finish.
art fight? Elliot, I should pin the art fight link.
Yes,
That
you
should be a good streamer.
If you
Mars,
got the
you're
link,
in
I'll
Twitch
pin
and
it
YouTube,
for
right?
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
pin it for me. Be my right-hand man.
I got you. I got you. Ah, stop moving.
We do need to bake the cake.
There we go.
Edgeworth incomplete. Nyan. Yep. Perfect. But,
Yeah, Everett's got a respectable amount of cake.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very happy with how these pants went on the folds here at the ankle. Like, I don't know. I just cooked. That's all I'm gonna say. Sometimes the art just does. You know?
It
Never
really
never
does
be ashamed
sometimes.
if your art just ain't doing, because sometimes it just, the gods are like, not today. Try again tomorrow. You know?
Yep. You know, it just goes that way sometimes.
And then sometimes the gods are like, you're gonna have an amazing art day.
You shall be blessed. We have smiled upon thee.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually very happy with my new method of how I'm tackling the comic Mars, because it feels like I'm actually getting shit done now.
Yay!
Like I
it's
said,
nice because you get to do the bit that you can't do on your computer, on your on your iPad. That's the word I want. On your computer, and then take all that with you.
yeah.
where
But
you
the
can
fact
do
that
it
I'm
on
like
your
making
iPad.
sure to prioritize that part and not like worry about doing the lines for the first one, you know, instead. It's like, no, we need the sketches to exist. Is very
no, this
helpful.
is staggered perfectly.
This is batched better.
Like,
That's what they
this
tell
is
you to
such
do.
a good system.
Guys, if you're trying to get shit done, you gotta do what is called batching. Now, it looks different for everyone, okay? You gotta figure out how you batch, right?
Yes.
But
there's a technique to it, you know?
yeah, and how you will cut, you know, group things will be different depending on, you know, person to person, right? So you want to be able to, it's not just, this is how you batch and this, but batching is where it's like, so with the videos, I've always done it with the YouTube videos, and it's like, all right, there's cutting the videos, right? So taking the stream and cutting it down into the, what I would consider the one-step refined content, right? So it's mostly cutting out blank space, but also cutting out if we took a water break or if we got so off topic that like it doesn't really, you know, matter to the thing.
Pretty often.
Or if we come back to something like way later where it's like, it doesn't really make sense now and it's probably gonna be 2 separate episodes, so it's not worth it, etc. That's like the first group, so I might do a bunch of that. Hello, Allie, you just missed the hair talk.
Hello,
This
Allie.
is the hair talk.
Yes, we had a whole talk about hair.
Talk about hair. And of course, if you have any questions, Allie, we will of course pause as well. Anyway, if anybody has any questions,
for anyone in chat.
yeah,
If you had art questions, writing questions, story questions, character questions, world questions, we're here to answer them all.
we love to do our best.
We love yapping. That is why we have a stream. We love to yap.
Literally, yeah. We say it was for promoting the comic, but it wouldn't have worked if we didn't like to yap. So.
I mean, yeah, but also yap.
Yes, Allie, I'm so happy I finally nailed down Everett. Look at that. Look at that.
Yes. Look
and
at
then
this
Mars's
man.
favorite. Look at that.
Yes, that is my favorite.
I guess that has to make it onto his ref sheet, doesn't it?
Look at those eyes. They're the eyes of a man who's trying to remain in control but has still been heavily traumatized. It's so perfect.
We are the Yap Masters.
We are indeed.
All right. There's his lovely, lovely pants. Now I have to go on to his jacket. Well, his shirt, actually. It's not really a jacket. It's just a shirt. It's got lots of buttons. That's very important, guys. If your setting is at a certain time period where you wouldn't have certain stretchy fabrics, you have to think about how, or like Velcro or other things, you have to think about how everything would close or tie. I've started watching Dr. Stone, and I like it as a vibe show.
Yes.
I'm honestly not like...
And guys,
story-wise, it's mildly interesting.
That convinced Ori to watch it. It was friggin' reels.
Okay, I knew Mars had wanted me to watch it, but I'm not the biggest fan of the art style, and it was just like, you know, it's not
It's hard to get
uninteresting.
Ori to watch some when the art style is.
It's not uninteresting, but I wasn't like, oh my god, the concept is like incredible, like, oh my god, I'm chomping at the bit to know. And then just, this has been years, right? We're talking years that Mars has been like recommending, like, have this on the list, Ori type thing. And just recently, like literally the past couple weeks.
Yesterday.
Well, yeah, but literally like the past couple weeks, YouTube has decided that my shorts feed will be full of Dr. Stone clips from like season 1 and season 2. And I saw my baby boy Chrome, and I went, okay, Senku's fine, but I like him. It's just not my...
Ori over here. Look at my son.
Yeah.
Pride is
my
not
son.
the word
I
I'm
will
looking
say,
for.
it definitely has a lot of, like, classic shonen vibes to it sometimes. I overall like it. I'm not like a don't watch it fairy tale type of thing. It is good. There's a lot more, like, yelling then I guess
I call it a good introductory anime because the humor is on point, the story is interesting. There's a little bit of emotional intrigue with Senku and his father.
Penguin.
And
probably sleeping, Federico. Yeah, the father bit got me.
It's popcorn.
The father bit gets me.
You can watch one episode after the other.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I 100% agree with that. That it is like popcorn. I also agree. It feels like a whole like Mashley had, where I don't have to like. I don't feel like to fully enjoy it. I should really pay attention and think about it, right? Like To Be Hero X, Windbreaker. It's definitely like I want to like watch it and like be in it, where, you know, Dr. Stone is definitely more like Mashley. I mean, I know Pastry Puff like totally went over the Mashley thing. Hello, Pastry Puff, speaking of you.
Oh, definitely.
But when I was watching Mashley, I'm definitely just
hello, Pastry.
Chilling. Yeah, no, speak of the devil, right? I'm definitely just chilling and just sort of absorbing the time. I think the reason
Dr. Stone is having a bit of a resurgence now is because part 2 of season 3 is coming out soon. So the hype is real.
I see. But I do love... I will say, there's just a lot of yelling. I need Taiju and Chrome to just yell, and Magma, to just yell a little bit, like, just the yelling needs... We can be excited.
I assume you're watching it in dub,
screaming.
Ori.
I am watching it in dub, and I will say I'm curious about the sub, because I'm very curious of, did you watch it in sub, Mars?
I watched it in sub. Okay. And I liked Senku's personality in the sub. I also thought Chrome was I
don't dislike them. There's just a lot of yelling. The one thing I will say, what in the sub, what was Chrome's like go-to saying when he exclaims about how much he likes something or how cool something is? What does he say?
See, that's the problem, because Senku's catchphrase is in my brain.
Okay.
In the English dub, I know it's get excited.
Yes, which I do like.
In the Japanese sub, he has this is exhilarating.
Okay. I like get excited. I do like get excited, because I feel like that's like a team thing. Get excited
is good.
I do like get excited.
It's like a team thing. It's hyping them up. I personally like this is exhilarating because it's intriguing to him. He's perplexed by this, but he wants to see where it's going. And that's very fitting to the type of character that he is. So I'm perfectly okay with that. I also love the, what is it, 100 million% or something like that?
He does that exactly the same, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty
100%.
Or like 10 billion points or whatever.
10 billion points to you,
don't move me a millimeter. Those are all the things he says. So the one thing that Chrome does is he said, that's bad. But in like the that's sick kind of way, right? Like, it's so
that is not
bad.
what he had in the sub.
And I'm like, I don't like that one, solely because I think literally saying sick or wicked would have been better.
Literally be better.
I wish he said wicked. Because the amount of times when it's like, he says bad and I can't tell if it's the good thing or the bad thing. And every once in a while they make a joke on that, right? Every once in a while they make a joke that it's like, oh, bad, but in a good way, or, bad, but not in the bad way, like he says something like that. But like, I feel like it would just flow better if he said,
apparently they're
saying wicked.
The original one was yabai, but that doesn't make sense for the context, so that can't be
Isn't that scary? Wasn't that one where it's like scary, but in a good way?
Oh, yabai, not yabai. Somebody spelled it wrong.
Oh.
There is a difference, you guys.
I would have to assume, yes. They sound different.
Yabai is something else.
But yeah, so that's my one gripe. I do think that nobody in English said that's bad in like majority.
Okay.
Like there's a couple contexts you can say, you're so bad.
So his yabe is very interesting because it's spelled using katakana. Now, if you guys were here for our Pokemon trading card lesson where we talked about how Buraki is literally the English translation of the nickname for a pet called Blackie for Umbreon, you would know that katakana is typically used for Americanized words being brought into the Japanese language. What I'm trying to figure out for yabe is it has the Japanese pronunciation, but it's spelled with the katakana, I believe. So that's interesting.
That
Let
might
me double
be
check that. Make sure I'm not going crazy.
if that is true.
But what they're saying is that yabe usually does get translated to bad.
Kikakumi's plan.
He
exactly,
uses
yeah.
it similarly to how one would use cool or awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I feel
So
like
I
the
think in
better
the sub they probably translate it to that. I think sick would
Yeah.
be way better.
They translate.
Wicked would have a vibe to it.
I think Wicked is the way to go.
The only-
way he
The
uses
only thing
it.
I can think where that might be a problem is Wicked is fairly modernized, and I don't want to spoil you too much, Ori, because I already know you finished the first season.
Yeah.
But we do.
I
Did
know
you find
where
that
the
how
villagers
the
come
village
from.
came about?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
know
that
the
is
vi-
season
So
1.
to me,
Okay,
I think
so we could
Wicked
definitely
works.
see like maybe Wicked would be a carryover.
That's why I think it
from
would
that.
work better. Is
Because we're
because
not
it
completely in the
is-
Stone Age. We're in some kind
Yeah.
of hybrid
Yeah.
version of it.
Exactly. And that's why I think maybe it is katakana, because it did talk about them being like foreigners, right? Like they're not all Japanese.
Yeah, this is the ya
descendants, right?
in katakana. The
Yeah.
ya in hiragana, or hiragana. I'm saying it.
But yeah, so
Yeah, so
that's
it's
my
a
one
very
thing.
clear distinction.
make
Katakana
Chrome
is a bit
speak
more
exclusively
angular,
for
and
Yuga.
hiragana has a bit more of a roundedness to the way you write the characters.
But yeah, so that's like my main gripe with him is just I really wish there wasn't as much yelling. That's just like a personal, like I just don't need them to yell so much. Like sometimes it's just like I'm here and then it's just like they're only screaming and it's like please can we not scream? Like I know that's
Also,
the joke.
since
it's like
you're
a-
confusing it for yabe earlier, yabe is more to refer to something dangerous or bad. I've seen it mostly translated to crazy, like yabe.
Zaibatsu.
I've seen that a couple times in anime.
Zaibatsu.
Yabai, that's terrible,
Instead
or
of-
oh no.
Say-
Yabai in a positive context could mean that's really awesome or
Is that
that's
a-
insane.
Was that a
So it depends on-
autocorrecting S-Stroke? Otherwise, I don't know what you're saying.
Let me see.
It's kind of weird. Ace Attorney Investigations use Zaibatsu instead of, say,
Zaibatsu.
conglomerate. So where did we use the word conglomerate?
Zaibatsu.
I don't know what Zaibatsu is, so. It's okay, Allie. It's basically...
Zaibatsu, a Japanese term referring to industrial and financial verticality, integrated business conglomerates in the empire of, I'm going to assume this ends with Japan. Whose influence and size allowed control over significant parts of the Japanese economy from the Meiji period to World War II. Interesting.
Wait, so in the English version, they use
Conglomerate.
Zaibatsu instead of conglomerate? No, S-Stroke is saying that you say Zaibatsu instead of conglomerate.
Well, that's an interesting choice because here it seems to be the definition of Zaibatsu.
That's what I think, yeah. So I don't know. But
So
if in the
that
English
checks out.
translation they're saying Zaibatsu, then I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, that's confusing to me.
Sorry, Mason. It's just one of those things where I don't know.
Amazing.
Weird,
It's more
S-Stroke.
so
I don't
because
remember that
I
at
don't
all.
know the level of knowledge of everyone out there, and I just like explaining shit. That's the problem with being a teacher. I like explaining shit.
It's not jeans. It is dress pants, but I do like them, Federico. They're very nice. Thank
They
you.
are very.
They're very nice. It means that he probably shouldn't have this seam line here, but we'll leave it for now. It gets covered by his top. I don't know if I'm calling it a shirt or a jacket. I'm not 100% sure what material it's made out of. I think it has to be kind of a thicker material, so I'm gonna call it a jacket. That's where we're ending here. I've decided we're calling it a jacket. How low does your thing go?
Oh, Federico, you're not wrong. Sugoi can mean amazing as well, like amazing, terrific, fantastic.
Yeah, I
Might be
just
kind
feel
of how
like
we have different words to
with-
say similar things, like
with the
I just said,
character we
terrific,
were
fantastic,
talking about-
amazing.
he is literally translated from the Japanese to the English to say,
I'm just amazing.
That's bad.
I'm just imagining how that works in a scene where he's just like, oh, that's bad.
Like, it's definitely said with the inflection of, that's so sick, or, oh, wicked, like, where you would say the negative, like, ill, right, where you say a negative word, but you mean the positive, right? Like, I do understand it. It's just one of those things where it's
just,
like,
you know, there's a better option.
There's a better option where it's like, we have so many negative words that we colloquially say as a good thing, and bad is not one of them, right? Like it's very awkward feeling. It's very interesting to, like, so, the one manga I really like to read, Estrak, the Sasaki Miyano, or, you know, Hirano and Kagiura, you get, like, the translation notes in the back, right? So it's very interesting when it's like, oh, you know, it's just, how do you describe something that doesn't have a word? And I think it's very interesting coming, like, with English being the language that, like, I know first, right, and mainly, because it doesn't feel like, while we do have idioms, right, I know we have idioms, it doesn't feel like we have a lot of specific terms that are English-only terms, because we take our terms from everything else, right? You know, Japan has all these, like, genres and things, and, like, you know, very specific genre levels, right? You know, we talk about, like, German has a lot of specific words for things that end up being a lot of times just words smushed together that describe the thing, but not all the time. But I'm trying to think of a word in English that is like a true English term.
I feel like it's got to be wicked or sick, because that fits the best.
Oh, no. For this, the purpose is yes. But I'm saying, like, you know, like, when I talk about, like, reading Sasaki Miyano, right, they talk about, like, all of the culture surrounding, like, reading BL mangas, right? Because, and you have words like fujoshi, or, you know, the, like, the short novels or whatever they're called, the thin novels, and, you know, they're called doujinshi, like, whatever, like, things like that. Yeah, where these are very specific terms that are used in this space.
Yeah, and so much so they've made their way into the English vernacular,
but they seem beyond. But there's a difference, I feel, like, and maybe this is, like, I just don't know the culture, right, of actual Japan, but at least it seems in the, like, the manga that we read, that it seems like even characters outside of that space still know what those words mean, versus, like, when we have, like, what I would say untranslatable words would exist in places where I wouldn't think the average English speaker would also know them, right? You know the difference that I'm saying? Like, if you... It's just interesting. I don't know. Language is wild.
Languages are wild.
Language is wild. And that's why literally anybody, and I know there's some of you in chat sometimes that speak literally any other language and then also English. You guys are nuts in, like, the best way. It's like, God, that's crazy.
You guys are amazing.
I can't, because you guys are great at it.
I do remember that, Allie. It was iconic.
What are we no-weighing? Are we no-weighing
that voice other people for Don Don had to have a whole meeting to add the D's nuts joke.
Oh, that's great. He's also Mash's voice actor.
Soon.
English voice actor, yeah. He's also Mash's VA, which is a wild thing to sit there.
That is crazy.
Ooh, that makes sense. Estra,
I had to share this with you, though.
Yeah,
the Dr. Stone OST, composed by the same guy who did Trigun Stampede.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. That's why the music is so fucking good.
Oh, that's a good one, Estra. That's a good one, though. Gobbledygook is a good one.
Gobbledygook.
Other gibberish words like that, though. Other words that are like, no, this is a specific thing.
Thingamajig. I feel like that's another one.
Could be. I'd be curious with that one. Googly. I can
Probably
see like great googly moogly.
Pokemon.
Great googly
Great
moogly.
googly moogly.
That's what I can see.
That's brilliant.
Yes, it's so close. I didn't even realize that. I was like, oh shit, it's around the corner. Wow.
The movie is
Snuck up on
out.
me. Yeah,
They've done pre-screenings. The YouTubers have gone to see them.
But yeah, great googly moogly.
Yes,
he does
Alex
a lot
Lee,
of things.
Also does lighter in Zenless Zone Zero.
Yes, that was the other one. Does a lot of
It's
things.
also the wild one.
Yeah. A lot of things.
And you know the moment I realized it? It was really funny.
I don't know if
I was watching Mashley.
Yeah.
And there was a scene where Mash was fighting because he had to. And at one point, Alex goes from the deadpan he's doing with Mash to the very classic anime like grunt scream. And I had to pause for a moment because I'm like, wait a minute, I've heard that before. Where did I hear that from? I'm like, oh shit, that's Lighter from Zenless Zone Zero.
So, Estrak, you're saying that Ilunga means the person who will forgive once, but not third chance? Or somebody who you would not give a third chance? I think we're talking about the person. I could be a person that would forgives once, warns a second time, and does not accept the third time.
3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, 3 strikes, you're out. That's really what it is. 3 strikes, you're out. Lighter, yes.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, he looks so good. Look at him. You're a little too broad in the shoulder there, my guy. But there you are. All right. I'll deal with your medals later. I have to look that up again.
Those medals are going to be so torturous.
It's more like
I have not played Wuthering Waves yet, Mazen. I am currently in Ni no Kuni hell.
I'm gonna draw them,
and that is where I shall be for a good while.
With the symmetry tool off to the side and then angle them. Because we're doing it's wild. Very specific.
And Nagumo and Sakamoto days. That's true.
Yes, that was the other one. Yes. That was the one I was thinking
no
out.
joke. I'm honestly thinking of getting another one of those wafer packets just to see if I can get another card.
Well, I mean, you will get another card. It's just who.
I mean, I will get another card.
Yeah, honestly, out of all of the possible cards,
ones are so pretty.
Out of all the cards you could get, though,
I cannot believe I got the main villain.
What luck!
Like, holy shit!
Oh my god, that was too funny to me.
It's still sitting right next to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Estrak. The gun will be prepared.
I feel that, Estrak. Not to get too serious here, but the whole way they handled the VA strike situation in SAG-AFTRA, I'm just like...
Well, also...
Mihoyo, this is not a good look for you.
It's that, but
like,
also... some of the VAs kind of sucked for that whole thing too, though.
Some of the VAs just...
That's a rough situation.
It was really bad. I don't want to get into too many specifics because I don't know all the details. I only know bits and pieces.
Obviously,
so
it's all the gotcha.
Say anything false, but... Please.
I have no time, patience, or desire.
I like the story, I like the characters, but I gotta be honest.
I'm just here for the character design.
Not having at least half the voices in the Notland story quest really killed my engagement. I
will exist on the internet to look at artists that I like draw pretty characters. That's my level.
It is a real gray situation, Allie.
I feel like...
And I'm like,
at the
this is one of those moments where I'm like, can people just stop being horrible to each other for 5 minutes?
At the end, a lot of them took it too far. I will say,
yeah.
At the end, a lot of the English VAs involved with the whole thing went too far. and we're just being dicks at a certain point. Up until then, it's like, okay, I understand what's up. But when you literally just like, no, let's go berate this non-American English VA.
Yeah, it's like, why did we feel like, the need to do that?
This is just a bitch move. Like, either you didn't look into it. Like, that's just bad luck, Chief. You know, just bad luck.
Very bad look. I don't understand why they felt the need to do that.
Says Chuck. All right. I have to add his boots now. They're made for walking. That's what they're gonna do. Okay. I am gonna remove his pants for this because I feel like it's easier.
We're getting spicy on stream.
Just seeing his feet. It's more like a layering thing, where I think I'm gonna have to draw one pants with the boots and one pants without the boots, just because of the way, like, the pants get tucked in the boots, you know? So they're kind of, his boots hug his calves more.
I see. Dichotomy!
Dichotomy!
I am sorry you've been busy AF.
Yeah, seriously.
My goodness. Yeah, you picked a hell of a time to walk in.
I mean, I feel like it's the time you want to walk in.
You timed it very perfectly, I gotta say.
Come on.
I gotta say.
Crazy, my goodness. Oh, I didn't try to poach all your people who are streamless tonight. I'm a bad content creator.
Ori, tisk tisk.
Yeah, tisk tisk.
You're failing at the most basic levels of content creation.
There's a lot of stuff, Pastry. It's wild. Honestly, there's like 2 voice actor experiences I have. We either have, oh wow, this person's been in everything, or why has this person only been in this? I feel like that's what happens to us.
There we go. That's fun. Tonight is a multitasking night, you guys.
Okay, Dichotomy. I'm gonna have to say it depends on who the drunk people are, because my favorite pastime in college was going to a guy's house. It was 4 guys that lived together, and then 2 other freshmen came. I was like a junior. I was a sophomore. They were juniors in the house, and then 2 other freshmen came, and they would all get drunk. And play Magic the Gathering. And that's
the best kind of experience.
I was sober the whole way, but they would all get drunk. Some of them would get crossfaded, and then they would play Magic the Gathering. And it was certainly a ride. It's certainly a ride.
That's insane.
Yeah. No, not all drunk people, though. Some drunk people are not fun to be around. But some drunk people are hilarious to watch, to people watch. And then you one-up them.
And cookie run? Damn.
Yeah, and we learned Sayu's done a cookie run character as well.
Sayu's in cookie run?
Yeah.
There's a couple of others.
Everyone's in Cookie Run. Everyone's in MiHoYo. Everyone, you know, it's just when you have so many characters. I mean, you know, it's like if you're trying, you're gonna get one eventually. If you're kind of, if you're good,
many characters.
Right? There's so many characters. You've never been drunk. Neither have I, Struck.
Neither have I. Although that might change. This was really funny. So I
don't know where this story is going, guys.
Well, it's actually pretty recent because my supervisor gave me a little bag yesterday for completing my CF. Whoa. And as I was going to go through it, I just put it on the chair, you know, just to get it off my shoulder. My shoulder was hurting. I wanted to put it down for a second, give my relief. And this was at home. I turn my back and all of a sudden I hear clang. And I'm like, what the hell just rolled out of that bag? What did my supervisor give me? So I pull it out, and the first label I see is pairs well with your CCCs. That's your Certificate of Clinical Competence. Then I flip it over, and I'm like,
oh God.
Wait, this is like a nice bottle. I think I was just gifted a bottle of wine.
Ah.
So my mom's coming over, and she's like, are you sure it wasn't a mocktail? Are you sure? And I'm like, Nope, I looked
You're all
up the
adults
brand.
here.
It's definitely a wine. So my mom's like, all right, on the weekend. I'm like, oh, that's the plan. I'm not going to my kids
I will
after
say,
that.
to my understanding, wine drunk is a different type of drunk.
Wine drunk is a different type of drunk, but I've never been any types of drunk. So
But it's so funny.
I play cautiously.
Get you out of this cookie hell? Stop playing it.
That is the only way.
Allie.
Although I'm not so sure that helps because I'm not playing Genshin too much right now. And I'm still in Genshin hell. I'm still reading fanfics. I'm still seeing fan art and all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here for the art. Nothing else. I just can't stand the taste of alcohol. I can't stand the taste of coffee. Both of those things cannot be in small enough amounts or covered by anything else enough that I do not taste it. And I find them both really, really bad. If people have tried, there's been attempts. They're all gross to me. Every once in a while, I go to a cafe and so my job puts me in, I get to visit all different places. And so a fun thing I like to do is look for little local cafes in the area to try stuff. But like I said, I don't like coffee. So I'm specifically looking for a cafe that has something fun on it. Because, like, come on, guys, you can be creative with zero proof drinks, okay? You do that. Shit does not, we have soda, but, like, do cool shit, okay? Like, we're good. You could do cool shit. So I usually look at the menu online. Not that I'm aware of near where I live with Dylan Estrock. There is a cat cafe that is close to where my parents live. I know that my cousin...
And therefore close to where I am.
He actually loves to go. That's like his favorite thing. Dylan is very allergic to cats, to my understanding. So I don't know. He's also not a big cat kind of guy overall. To me, it's more just he just doesn't have cat experience, okay, if I'm being honest. Like, I think if we got a cat,
sometimes you do need experience to be around a cat.
Well, because I think you get a lot of cat misconceptions. And if you
get cat misconceptions because everyone thinks a cat is just another form of dog. And it's not.
No. I think he does not think a cat is like a dog at all, is what I'm saying. And that's the problem he has.
Oh, I see.
He's also very allergic. While he's mildly allergic to dogs, he's very allergic to cats. My father's the same way. So it's like, you know, I understand. But God forbid the cat distribution system happens. There may be a time. We'll see what happens. But I want a dog. But point being, I have yet to be to a cat cafe. I do want to go. But I have to make that as a whole thing to go. You literally poison them into loving them? Yeah.
They do.
That would be pretty hilarious, Istruck. The Godot being a cat cafe regular. I watched a short, and it's this guy
That'd
I
be
watched,
fucking
and
hilarious.
he's shorts, and he was like, so yeah, I'm on a road trip, and I stopped at this cat cafe. And, I really, 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 really wanted to adopt one, but I was like, no, you're 8 hours from home on a road trip. You're not gonna adopt one. So here's my 2 new cats. I was like, oh my god. Like, we all knew that was coming. But, like, my goodness.
It was never not going to happen. I mean, that's shocked. You can adopt those cats out.
Not all of them necessarily,
Sometimes,
but a lot of them.
If they're... Because some cat cafes, they partner with shelters. And that's where they get their cats from.
I know what we're talking about at Dichotomy. I know it. I've had cats. Not since I've known Dylan. Cats. Well, yeah, Mars, you currently have a cat. I feel like everybody knows you have cats. But sadly, I actually don't think I'll ever be a cat household. It is a combination of Dylan and I are allergic to pet dander in general. Yes, we both are.
Yeah, even Ori.
And, yeah, even me. And I will say that, like, the type of dog I plan to get is gonna be a much low shed type of dog, because I love my dog Riley, she's great, but she sheds a lot. Cassie was much better, but you know, like, it's just a combination of things. And then on top of that, I will admit, I like that the dogs poop outside.
That is nice.
That's honest. I'd pee outside. Honestly, I will totally say I don't want to deal with a litter box in any capacity. I just really don't.
That's valid.
Cats are great. I will totally go.
I cannot fight that. The litter box is actual
be
hell.
with other cats. Like I said, cat cafe. Really want to go to
finding
one.
a litter that actually works. Ugh.
But I don't want to deal with the litter box. That's honestly my biggest thing. The dog, because, and then on top of that, you can't just let a cat outside, right? Like, you can't do that. You can't, so it's not like, oh, just train your cat to go outside, right? Like, you can't do that.
Because
they
the dog
will escape.
Stay in the yard. The cat will climb the fence.
Now, I do know certain dogs can still be escape artists, but the ratio is different. I have a much higher likelihood of getting a small dog that can exist in a fenced area and me not having to worry about it escaping, where basically every cat is gonna leave the fenced area. Right? Well, see, Allie, but see, that's the trick, Allie. You can train your dogs to poop in a specific area, and as long as you clean it up frequently enough, they will continue to poop there. If you let it go bad, they'll, like, look at you like, nah, the fuck, I ain't pooping there. Like, this is bull.
Oh, yeah.
This is bull, bitch.
They'll be like, excuse you, human.
But
this is an atrocity, and I demand justice.
So that they poop in an area, and then you don't have to worry about it, Allie. And then you don't have to worry about it. And that is my goal. Because you can have, like, a dog run, right? You can have, like, a dog run where it's literally, here's the small patch of grass that you go outside to poop, and then the rest of the yard is where we have a fun time, right? So it's basically like the dog litter box, but if I don't clean the dog litter box, it's outside versus it being in my house. And then there's no litter to deal with.
And then everything in your house just smells like cat litter.
And that is honestly
forever
the biggest reason. While cats are great, I love watching other people's cats. I love getting to see Mars's cat every once in a while. All her other cats that I've met, you know, I
think
can't
you've only
deal with
met
the litter.
Misty once.
I think I met Misty twice.
Which is really funny.
I've met Misty twice. Yeah, I've met Misty twice. I definitely saw a fair amount of Simba. And
you saw a lot of Simba.
I saw a fair amount of Simba, and Scurry came around once or twice. But it was mostly Simba is definitely the cat I've seen of yours the most, 100%.
That's really funny that Simba's the one you've seen.
Yeah. It's just the timing.
She was around for the shortest period of time.
Yeah, it's just the timing of it all.
So that's just impressive.
Yep. But yeah, no, I've had, my parents had 2 cats when, before and then after I was born, we had those cats. And then, I really only significantly remember one of them because he was around for a long time. It was Domino and Mahjong. And sadly, Mahjong passed away before I was 5.
Mahjong is such a good name for.
But also Domino and Mahjong, fucking fantastic. Like, my mom fucking killed it. My mom fucking killed it, right? Like, Jesus Christ.
Your mom won
my
the
mom
naming.
Fucking killed
games.
that shit. Yeah, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I don't remember Mahjong very well, but I do remember Domino because he was like 12 years old. Again, it was cat distribution system. All my mother's cats were cat distribution system cats. Okay. So none of them were adopted from any sort of shelter.
It's really funny because
Jesus Christ. What?
Killed it. I'm not sure that makes it better.
My mother killed it in the good way where she nailed it. She did an amazing job at naming my 2
Those
childhood
names
cats,
are top
which
tier.
were named Mahjong and Domino. which are epic fucking naming pairs. Like the scheme of that is great. Now, Domino was a tuxedo. He was a long-haired tuxedo, so kind of fucking basic. But the fact that you're then pairing it with a cat named Mahjong is, like, epic there. Epic. Yeah, CDs. CDS.
It's just too good.
Perfect. Too good.
Oh, that's perfect.
Like, it really is like I want a cat and name it Rummy or something, but, like, you know... We'll have a cat. That is what I want.
Like Yahtzee would be good for a cat.
Yahtzee's a good one. I'm just thinking Rummy Cube's like another tile game, right? I'm trying to think of any other tile games specifically. Yeah. Hello, Cleo.
Hiya, Cleo.
I definitely want my pets' names to be on a theme. It's very important.
I see the new emojis.
We'll see where we get there.
They're lovely. They're very tiny. I can't read them.
Oh, are they very tiny? Speaking of emojis, guys, Twitch announced...
Is that what that says?
That everybody is going to get access to the emojis and the channel points, even if you're not affiliate, which we're not, for legal reasons. But... now we'll get channel points back on Twitch. I don't think they'll do anything crazy, solely because I don't wish to incentivize people specifically to move from YouTube to Twitch. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for that on YouTube until YouTube does shit. I've looked for, like, third-party thing. Chicken points. Yeah, chicken points. I've looked for YouTube channel point options, but there just really isn't there. Yeah, Cleo, pretty great, right? The emojis will probably be the biggest thing.
Pretty based, I gotta say.
Again, I do wish I could give YouTube emojis that were free. Yeah, very rare Twitch W. And honestly, it still kind of sucks because it means that, like, as long as I can turn off the ads still, I would be okay. Because it's like, oh, you can get, like, revenue without being a Twitch affiliate. But you can't use the revenue, like, you don't get paid out that revenue. You have to use that revenue on Twitch, which is not the biggest deal for me because it's not like we were ever making big boku bucks or anything. But I will say,
no,
I specifically like not having mid-roll ads on my Twitch or my YouTube. Neither of them have it. We're not making money from streams, guys. Like, that is not, we're not trying to do this at a job. So I don't want to, it's honestly just annoying, especially when we do game night games, right? To have the things come on. See, that's the question dichotomy. I don't know. That is certainly the question, because both things happen, because Enthuse pointed out once that it was like, no, please don't move, Allie. I specifically want to make it as even as possible. I don't want to not utilize the channel points, but it will be, like, pretty... for lack of a better term, like, basic shit, right? I really wish I could have YouTube channel points. I really do. But until that day comes... yeah, if I'm being completely honest, guys, if I had to pick, I'd probably stay on YouTube solely because of the way that the VODs are just on YouTube. They never get deleted. Like... you know, I like having the different tabs of everything is there. I don't find the Twitch interface to be amazing, but I don't care enough where I prefer you guys to be able to use whichever platform you guys like, so. Will I utilize channel points? Yes. Will they still be called Seas of Knowledge? I don't think so, because we're Ace Toonie now, so they'll probably be something else. I don't know what yet. And I don't know what the channel points will be. What they'll do. Which is purple and it's better than red. That's why we use Discord dichotomy.
That we do.
Well, Mars is the only... no. She's not in school. She's in her normal thing. That's what I'm saying, dichotomy. We don't need Twitch to be purple. We just have Discord. Hello, Canadian Lucifer. All right, knock on wood.
Canadian Lucifer.
Oh. Break out your
knock on
good
wood.
luck charms. I'm gonna grab water. Mars, stay here.
She's expecting me to hold stream together. Ah! Welcome, Canadian. We're so glad to see you. Big news, guys. I don't think Ori mentioned this earlier. She has an Ethernet cable now. So, knock on wood, Friday the 13th is next week, not this week. So we should have luck tonight and hopefully not crash. She had a hell of a time setting it up, but hopefully we are good to go. You're knocking too, Pacer Puff. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yes, we almost hold down the fort together.
Yeah, let's talk about the Ethernet fucking cable shit, huh?
Yeah, how the fuck did that go?
So I'm assuming, unfortunately, the way that the universe likes to fuck with us, we won't know if this has solved the problem until we have next week's Tuesday stream. Because what I did last week was he had a fuck of a time on Tuesday. I thought I fixed it. Thursday and Friday were great, fantastic, amazing. And then, well, fuck, Tuesday came back around again and it was bitch ass shit. So we're doing this now, but I don't really hold Thursday or Friday stream as good litmus tests for this shit because still fucked up on Tuesday, right? So we'll really see you next Tuesday. But I got this Ethernet cable, right? I bought it Tuesday after doing some troubleshooting shit. It was coming today. So it came at like 7:15-ish. And stream starts at 8, so it's like, all right, in theory, because this is how it's supposed to work, I should just run the wire from my router to my computer and plug it in, and then it's good. So I do that, and it comes up and it gives me the little system, Ethernet Ethernet enabled, great, looks great. So I run a speed test. Thank fucking God I ran a speed test and wasn't like, oh, whatever. Thank fucking God. Download, amazing. Oh my God, getting like 900 Mbips. Fuck yes. Upload speed 2. What the fuck? I can't stream 2. Why is the upload 2? 2? This gotta be wrong. Does another speed test. Oh yeah, that company. We don't pay for cable, landline, anything. We solely pay for internet in this household because we use it so fucking much. Oh yeah, 900 Mbips. Fucking 2 upload though. 2. This is bullshit. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm Googling shit, I run a different speed test. 4. What the fuck is this? I need the upload to stream. The stream needs the upload more than the download. I need the upload. This is really bad. So now I'm trying to figure shit out, and it's like nothing's I come to this Reddit post, and they just go off on a tangent in the comics for like 20 minutes talking about like smart TVs, and it's like, okay, well, the person asked the question, none of the shit is the answers. Finally get to a point where they said answers, they're like, oh yeah, it's probably your port. And it's like, fuck! Don't want that shit. Other things are like, reset it, whatever. Reset it.
Yeah, it can't be the port. That's
reset
not
it,
good.
Still single-digit uploads. Restart, uninstall, reinstall the drivers. Still single-digit uploads. Finally, I come to this like, how old is it? It's an 11-year-old post on the Windows forums that the answer links to another Substack post from again like 2012 or some shit. Okay, and I go, and it's like, all right, there is this setting that is enabled in your shit for this that fucking curbs the stuff, and this is the problem. So go disable it. Disabled it. Oh, now we're at 400 upload Mbips. We're cruising. We're amazing. Everything is improved. God fucking I hope that this was the problem. Alright, what are we talking about in chat now? Bored internet? It'd be like that every day. Yeah, my father has always been kind of a tech guy, you know. definitely on like the leading edge of tech kind of guy. So we had like at my house, it would the router clocks at like a maximum of 1,000, right? 1 gig. Dylan, however, always had really shitty internet like really horrifically shitty internet growing up, and it was a combination of his geographic location and just
was unfortunate
not having people that knew about routers and how routers work, and like the antennas and the newer antennas, and how your computer antenna has to match or be, you know, it compares to the router antenna, all this sort of stuff. So we helped him, and he got upgraded, but he was still pretty low. I don't remember what it was. They moved into here. They were dealing with this internet. They had Spectrum here, okay, where I live now with Dylan. Dylan had lived in this place for multiple years before I moved in. Here they have Spectrum originally, versus my entire life we have had Verizon. Maybe not for internet. I feel like there was one point where we had Dish, but I was very young. But basically, any point in time where I'm using the internet, we had Verizon. So I'm like, oh, we like Verizon, this sort of thing. But Dylan's like, oh, we're over here, there's Spectrum. I'm like, why don't you have Verizon? And he's like, oh yeah, I don't think they like service here, right? Because it matters with the fiber optics. They need to have like access to the area. I'm like, there's no freaking way that where we live doesn't have access. But I just kind of let it go. We are literally hanging out with my upstairs neighbor. We're like sitting, we're like chatting, the four of us, and the Verizon guy walks in to hook up her internet, and we're like, excuse me, neighbor, is that Verizon fiber optics internet? She's like, why yes, neighbor, it is. And we're like, oh! So literally we fucking call the next day. Get a discount because we're recommended, so we both get a little discount. And literally in like the next day they fucking hook it up because they literally just hooked hers up. So like everything is set up, right? So because they just hooked hers up, it's literally like plug and play, bitch. So we get it. It is...
That's beautiful.
And then it was like for like, if we each paid like $10 more a month, we get like the crazy 1 gig. And it's like, fuck yeah, because what do? We all do internet shit. They play online games, I stream. So it's like, fuck yeah. That's the one thing we pay for. We don't pay for cable. We don't get cable. We don't have landlines. I do like landlines, if I'm being like fully honest. I like having landlines. I kind of miss having a landline, but I can do without it. Dish is some bullshit. Yeah, I remember having a dish. I remember having the dish on the roof, but I don't remember it involving the internet. I only remember involving like TV. But then I think basically Verizon was like, we service you now, and my father was like, sign me the fuck up, because my dad had been on Verizon for cellular before it was Verizon. It was something before it became Verizon.
Can't think of what it was.
It was your property line? Oh, God, that sucks.
Ooh.
That's insane, Canadian Lucifer. There's, like, honestly, the internet, like, disparity across the United States is, like, very much a reason where it's like, I like where I live. Is it kind of expensive? Yes, but I'm thankful that we have roommates and we got lucky with, like, you know, having this from Dylan's mom, you know, all this stuff. We got very lucky. I'm glad we could live here. Yeah, you finished it, Ellie! Are they updated? Can I look? Have you posted them all? I'm very excited, guys. So for those who don't know, if you participate in Artfight, I'm gonna try to start something, and it's called Oh My God, Look at Her, It's Great. I love your little thumbnail border, Allie. Very nice. Oh, I love the with her gauntlets one every time. Love it. Love it, love it.
Where's it hiding?
Oh, it's not
Museum
there.
sketchbook?
No, it's on Artfight, man. Go to Allie Draws Artfight.
Ah, shit! I gotta actually go to the thing.
Yeah, you have an art fight. You can look.
I do, and I can use it.
Oh my god, look at her. It's great. It's a great name for an magazine. Yep. But, yeah, so I want it. So we're calling it Art Nights, right? So it's the Art Night Guild of Art Fight, right? And anybody can join. And there's gonna be quests. And the quests are things that you should think about when you're attacking someone, choosing what characters or who you're going to attack, or how you're going to attack, can help you complete a quest. And you're basically, you'll self-complete quests, right? So you complete it, and then you can self-award yourself the badge, right? When you complete the quest. So it's like, oh, I did a quest, I'm gonna go to it'll be my toy house, on my toy house, and you can click and get the badge and add that to your profile, and it'll be a whole little thing. And everybody can have a little, like, I'm participating one, right? So it'll be like the questing badge, which will show that you are setting off to be an art knight.
On your adventure.
On your adventure.
Go forth.
Yes. And I'm thinking about that so there's mainline quests, and right now we have 9. However, one of them is very in-depth, so I might change what they are, and I'm not sure if, I'm not sure yet, but, so there's 9 mainline quests currently and 3 side quests, and currently the idea is that if you complete all the mainline quests, you can submit to get the Knighted badge, where you have fully become an art knight because you got enough, but you have to submit for that one. You can't self-apply that one. I will gatekeep that one. You have to literally just prove that you actually did it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put it on your profile for that. But I'm debating on if I want it to be you have to complete all the mainline quests, or just, like, I would say more than half, so it would be like if there's 9, you'd have to complete 5. You're besting the questing. Yeah, nice. I hope that it, like, catches on as, like, a thing. I think that would be very cool. But this is mostly because I think it's a fun, cool idea.
I hope
and
other
I
people
like having
will.
little badges. Little pixel art badges on my profile. I'm fucking obsessed, if you couldn't tell by how I set up my profile, where it shows off all the old teams I'm part of, because art fight teams for me are solely for the aesthetic, and I don't want to lose that.
It's gonna be art tight.
Yeah, but one of the quests
I
currently have is maybe if I make it a side quest would be better.
Ooh.
But because it's a lot. One of the quest ideas I have is called the quest for color. And it's basically you attack a character for each color of the rainbow. Rojibuv.
Uh-huh.
But that's like a lot of attacks you have to make to complete one quest, right? Now, ones can count for double, right? So if you complete a different quest, but also that character happens to be purple, right? Like they can count for both of them. Thank you, Allie.
Right,
it's very simple, so I'm glad you liked it. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm debating. It's like, you could do it like, I guess, efficiently. Bye, Cleo.
See ya, Cleo.
Art tack on Fight 10. Oh, that took me way too long as drunk. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Cleo. I'm very excited. It's still like a month away, but I'm very, very, very excited. I'm very excited to freaking attack Allie.
This is going to be a really incredible art fight.
Basically, all of the Making Time streams in July are going to be art fight related. And it's probably going to be creative sprint type setup, I think, more. Where it's like, you draw for 20 minutes and then we like chit chat for 5. I mean, we're not gonna shut up, but you know, I'm gonna focus a little more and force Mars to talk.
Why would
a
we
more.
ever shut up? That's just not.
But I would expect you guys who are participating in Art Fight to, you know, if you want to participate, you would be quiet for 20 minutes because you're drawing instead of typing.
Exactly. It's a shared art experience.
You want credit? Ah, you got the same color! You purple bitches!
Ah, how dare!
Dichotomy, I'm sorry. It's literally, you are the, I hate it so much. You guys are the identical
You're not looking
color.
at the D or the S very well.
No, I'm scanning chat because I'm trying to fucking draw. And you guys look like
an underscore in there.
It's very difficult to see in the first place. Okay? It's a very tough color to see on this background. You both have Twitch.
You guys just make Ori suffer.
If I was colorblind,
how dare you?
I'd be fucked.
Oh, you'd be really fucked if you were colorblind. And this already, I see what you mean, and it's hard as fuck to see.
Yeah, tell me that this is, I mean, you should, Estrock, but...
Think about it,
I don't see the sword. See, I don't, because I'm not on Twitch, I don't see the sword. I'm looking at the combined chat, right? So this is not Twitch chat. This is Restream chat. So I get this, okay? So I don't get to see anything. I don't see profile pictures. I get to see nothing. I see it as Twitch, or I see it as... Okay. Dichotomy. Your challenge is have the chat be moving. Try to be reading the chat mostly. Actually, this does not... put it, because the glare comes right over y'all's names. Let's see if my phone can get it good from my angle. Oh my lord. Lovely. I know that. But literally, I'm like looking and the glare. I'm gonna post it in couch. The glare of my overhead light is directly on the lowest part of the names. Let's make sure. Hold on. Let's make sure there's no doxing data in here. We gotta double check everything. Here we go. Oops. Yeah, my weather app is in the corner there. We don't want that. Beautiful. Come on, I hate that the Discord app is shit. Just saying. The mobile one fucking sucks. There you are. Look at the lovely glare right where all the names go. Make it harder to tell. No. The problem is you both make like similar kinds of jokes, right? Like you both like making puns. You're both purple. You're both Twitch. It's just I live on the moon. Shit, Allie, don't tell everyone.
You live on the moon.
I live on the moon. Stop saying it.
Why would you admit to this?
I shouldn't. I should have ignored it. You're right. I'm bad. I said I was a bad content creator. I don't know how to handle being doxxed. Sure, but see, it's. I'm looking at this thing, and it's literally, I think you mean phenomenal puns. That could be either of you. Like, if those are the words that I put in, if I went, who said this, Dichotomy or Esdrock, I think both of you would also find it difficult to tell. If Dylan was in chat too, and he also was on Twitch, had a longer name, and was purple, it'd be rough too.
Yeah, that would be
not
Really insane.
I think it came up that it's coming, though. I have not gotten it yet. It took like a while mine to get to you, so I think it'd be one more week. I think that's the math of how long it took the thing I sent you to get to you from me. You will know, Dichotomy. You will know. They're sensitive? No, Allie. I hate every time. I try to react, and it just does not allow me to react. And it's like, half of the beauty of Discord chat is the fucking reactability. Like, that's all I want. We shall see, Dichotomy, we shall see. But I shall let you know. Speaking of being doxxed, though, indeed. Yeah, it takes a while to get to the moon, Dichotomy. We talked about this.
It does. And by the time you get there, Ori could have moved.
Well, there's only one post office on the moon. So once it's, like, I can only check every so often. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can only make the trek to the lunar postal office every so often.
That's true. That's something to consider.
Yeah. But you know, so if I miss it, right? Like, I could go and then it could arrive, you know, after I've done my, like, monthly check, you know? So, patience.
There's always a chance, you know?
Yay! It's just normal USPS stuff. So that means, honestly, it should be here pretty soon. Should be here pretty soon, then. Yeah, I think one more week at most, usually.
Nice!
Yeah, guys, I did something. This is crazy. So, guys, I got Dichotomy branded, is it branded inspired? Whatever. They had like a collab with forgot what I ordered. So Dichotomy Games had like a collab with a dice maker where they made Dichotomy Games dice. And that was a while ago. But they still had extras.
I didn't hear about this because
it's a wild thing. I'm gonna tell you, this is why, because it's a wild thing, and then it totally slipped my mind after. There you go. From Primus Sharp Edge Dice. So they're nice dice, right? They're nice dice. It's the moon made of cheese. It's not made of cheese, but it makes good cheese, right? I don't know how the science works, but cheese made on the moon tastes better. Oh shit. No, Dichotomy, no. Is it just, are we frozen? Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Knock out one. Is everybody good? Mars?
I think we're good.
Okay. You're not talking. And the last time it happened, I cut out for you. I was like, no. Okay, it's just Dichotomy. Then we're fine. So Dichotomy Games' server hit 200 members. I think that was what happened, right? Welcome back, Dichotomy. So hit 2, and hello, World of Mars. We're traumatized right now. Mars. We're traumatized. Not good. Not good, indeed. It's okay, Dichotomy. You weren't here on Tuesday when we were. It's been a trial, but so Dichotomy Games held a challenge, I guess, a competition where they made a class called the Mechanist, which is their, as they say, answer to Artificer, because you can't use Artificer in non-official D&D stuff. Yes, Canadian Lucifer. No, Dichotomy's Canadian too. Why would you attack one of your own?
Why would you do such a thing?
And so it was, and the challenge was to make a subclass for the Mechanist class, right? And everyone put them in the thing, And then it was like the person who they were gonna go over them on stream, and they would pick one, and that would be, I think it was worked for part of. God damn it! You make it so much harder. I don't know if you guys aren't the same person on 2 different computers. I've never seen you in the same room together.
What is crashing out so hard right now?
Yeah, exactly, Lex. So, they were doing it on stream. It was a Friday stream, right? But they start at 7, where we start stream at 8. So I was, of course, gonna be there for the start of stream. I wanted to see how it went and chillin' and everything like that. And of course, all the memes happen at the beginning of stream, guys. That's the rule. So the magenta meltdown. Oh my god. And so I'm there chilling with them for the hour before stream, trying to get ready for stream, all that sort of stuff. I had not submitted anything because I don't do really the technical side of homebrew, and I have not done anything with D&D 5e for years at this point. I've also never made a subclass specifically as well. There's a bunch of things. I never read The Mechanist, all those sort of things. I was just there to support my pals and you know, for the vibes, right? Because I couldn't be there the whole time. Within like the first 10 minutes, I think, 15 minutes of stream, there was already a hat-related joke thing that started going around that then was like, oh my god, hat tech as a subclass for the Mechanist. And then Dichotomy and Ixion joked on chat that, somebody should, like, submit that, like, before stream ends, right? Before we're done reading all of the submissions, somebody can still submit, right? Anything, until we're done with all the submissions. So I was like, alright, I have 20 minutes before I have to go do our own stream for Ace Attorney. I have not read this class at all.
Oh, man.
I've not read this class at all. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna fucking make Hat Tech a thing in 20 minutes. They very graciously had supplied a blueprint for a Mechanist subclass, and based armed solely with Mechanist vibes and skimming, I made in 20 minutes a Hat Tech subclass. And I will say, the proudest part of that for me is the fact that one of the level abilities has like a second name to it. I can't remember what it's called, Dichotomy. I'm very sorry. You're welcome to nerd out about it in chat. But it has like a name. And I had looked to like understand what they did briefly. Like I said, skimming on the official subclasses. And I noticed, there you go, it's called Inventive Surge. And I noticed that all of the sub-names for Inventive Surge, right, start with re. So it's Inventive Surge Recharge, Inventive Surge Recycle, Inventive Surge, you know, like relocate, whatever, something like that. And I was like, all right, this has to have re in the name, right? And so I'm trying to I don't even remember what I did call it.
Dichotomy. Ori pays attention to the details.
That's the shit that I fucking see. And I was the only one who got it. So I didn't even get to be there because we were playing our stream while they went over my submission. And and now it wasn't like an actual submission where it wasn't vying for winning to be part of the thing, but it did end up being, and I didn't even think about this. I didn't even clock it as like a thing to happen. I solely was just going for the meme. That everybody who submitted was going to be part of a raffle to win this set of dice. And I think that, like, the winner got multiple or something. Multiple, like, you know, tickets to this raffle. And then I fucking won the raffle. Completely, I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even realize I was entered in that at that point. It was a wild sort of turn of events. So, you know, Dichotomy has, I don't think it's Ace Toonie merch. Technically it is, I guess. And Outcast merch, of course. And now I'll have Dichotomy merch, so it works out. There you go. The
That
winner
works out
got 2
pretty
entries.
damn
Everybody
well.
else got 1. My meme thing that I whipped up in 20 minutes, 1, stole Dichotomy's heart, I will say. He was thought it was very cool. I got the naming convention right.
So,
Outcast merch is... No, Outcast merch is Folding Planets merch. There's 2 separate entities.
yes. No. It can't be Ace Tooney merch.
It's not Ace.
Outcast
I want
merch has
Ace
to
Tooney
come from
merch.
Folding Plan.
I really do want Ace Tooney merch. I've had this idea for a while. I just haven't sat down to do it. That's...
It would definitely be sticker.
I want those card things. I told you about the cards. I want us two to have
Yes.
the aces, and then I want Dylan to have the joker, and I want them to look a certain way where you can place them together, and it looks like the tea is being
It'd be
poured.
so
I
damn
I really
cool.
want that, and I know I can print them as art cards. I'm like really into art cards now, guys. I've like come back around. Yes, I did give Dichotomy the blessing. Of course. I mean, why wouldn't I? You know, we're pals, and you know, if they wanted to make something more official out of my, you know, guy idea, I was totally down for it. Works for me.
It's the exchange.
Yes. I mean, that's literally what it is. The exchange. But so, yeah, so Mars, basically what had happened was, yeah, that all happened right before like our regular stream. So I didn't really have a chance to talk about it on stream, right? And then I didn't know that I had won yet, right? And I didn't know like how they talked about it yet. So after stream, I managed to go back and watch the VOD before they would have allowed me to, because I'm secret and fancy like that. And also Dichotomy, I have high access.
You should explain what an art card is.
What is an art card? Okay, so there's two kinds of things. There's
This is important.
art trading cards, and then there's art cards, which are different things, and I want this to be very, very important. Art trading cards are physical, are traditional. They're always traditional art. Okay, this is very important. They're always traditional art. That can involve like collage or something, but it's never like a printed digital art piece. It's always traditional art, and they are one of a kind. You get a card of paper, or sometimes people do canvas, like thin canvas, whatever, and you make art on it, and then you can go to events where other people have done this as well, and you trade them. You trade these art cards, and the goal is
we
just
actually did this with our Free Ren and Fern cosplays.
No, so that's not what this is. No.
Oh, that's not?
That's the second. So those
they're
are
not
art
lost
cards.
in the sauce.
Those are art cards. They're not art trading cards. Art trading cards are always traditional art. So if you got
So
I know
there's
Nicole.
the difference.
Nicole got
Okay.
art trading cards of Ferrix, where they are one of a kind. I drew by hand on these little Bristol board squares. I think they're 3x5 squares, and that's one of a kind. So I have a binder for years that I have done over many, many years of art cards that I have drawn and other people have drawn. So they're all signed on the back, and and you go to events and you trade them. But they're all one of a kind. It's very important that they are all a traditional, they're not mass produced. Something else you can do, a type of merch, is called an art card, where basically ours were a little big for art cards, Mars, but it's the same kind of concept, where I got that Venti art card, though, from when we went to the convention. Remember that? That artist had a bunch of those are art cards. And
yes.
so they're a playing card-sized print, basically. Sometimes they have like a back, sometimes they don't. But it's usually just like a cute little headshot of a character that's like a inexpensive small way to collect like a bunch of things. It's a big deal to my understanding that's originated from the idol space, where idols will get art cards of them and people collect them and put them in little holders, and you might see a lot of like ASMR things where they are like putting stickers all over them, right? They shove the card from the idol. That's not an art card yet, but they shove the idol like headshot card in like a little protective sleeve, and then they fucking put like a ton of stickers over them, and then they cut it to make it nice and whatever. That's where I'm pretty sure it originated. But then you have like, it's just the thing. I can show. I have like some online. I got some Arn High School Host Club ones because the artist's really pretty. But then, yeah, at this convention we were at, I got a venti one because it was just really cute. Let me see. Here's a good one. So this is... So they look, you know, they vary greatly in the art, but it's like, it's just like, you know, one art of the thing. Sometimes people do tarot sized, but to me, I mostly find them as like, you know, classic playing card size. And it's just, you know, they don't have to be a full print piece. You know, people can just, you know, they can be inexpensive because you can print a lot for relatively cheap, right? You know, you can make multiples of the same character, or you can make different characters.
That's super nice.
Those sort of things. And they're just an easy way to be able to display a lot more art, I would say, for inexpensive and anything. And like I said, they're just easier to produce, in my opinion, than a lot of other stuff. And they can just be really nice. And I feel like, at least personally, I have a lot of pressure when making like a full print. I don't feel like a headshot is very much like a full print material. You want like a whole thing. But an art card that you're paying like $3 for is like, oh yeah, you know, this is cute. Get the one.
It's like, this is cute. It's got good art. It's nice and affordable.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Penguin.
Penguin!
Welcome.
But yeah, so...
Well, in all honesty, like, I literally now have a Sakamoto art card.
Yeah.
That's probably what this is.
That's closer to it, yeah. I would say art cards are usually in this space more on the, like, indie side than a lot of things. But yeah, like... You know, people make them with, like, idols and stuff, you know. So this is Omniscient Reader idol, you know, AU that person has art cards, right? So they have the back, but then they also have the front, and they, like, are, you know, they feel like a set, right? So people will, like, make full sets of things, but usually you just, like, you're not, like, pulling for them at random. You're just getting them, you know?
Has Ori ever drawn
photo
Pokemon?
Cards. That's the better name for it. Photo cards. Have I ever drawn Pokemon?
That
I have. Would we like to see some really old art? Do we want to see some really old art?
Because I was thinking of your recent Intellion.
Okay,
art.
that is a recent thing. I don't know if we can show that too. So I did draw one of our community members, Jamie, is in a Pokemon campaign. That's like I think it's D&D 5e rules mostly, but the whole vibe is Pokemon. I could be incorrect about that, but it's a Pokemon TTRPG game where they play a humanoid Intellion hybrid, which was just a very cool idea to me. I was like, oh, that sounds epic. And
like, that's based as hell.
Then I drew a little doodle, and then they were like, oh, this is really cool. How much to finish it? And I was like, deal. And so this is that. So really liked that. Yes, I did do the Fujinka. Where did I put that? Let's see if I can find it. I did do that with Rage. That was a fun one too. I actually, one of my earliest things I did... Oh,
and we did do that crossover with Rage Paint where we did the Pokemon Fusion.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so this is a Pokemon Fusion. But actually, like, my earliest art was actually just drawing Pokemon. it was when Mega Evolutions had come out, so I was drawing just one by one. I went down the line a little
I feel
bit,
like
and I
Mega
tried
Evolutions
to
unlocked something in every artist.
I tried to like copy like the vibe of everything. It was just Inteleon and a person, Estrock. It was just Inteleon and a human. I just tried to make him like a Ori collar-fied Jinka, basically. And then this is Levani and Joltik as a hybrid, specifically humanoid-y-ish Jinka. So very fun. We did this in 4 hours, I think it was overall. So very cool. But
I think so, yeah.
back in college, with the drawing tablet that Mars now uses, I did attempt to do, I think it's here. We're trying to find it. Yep, all right. I had this thing where I was like, I want to draw me in the outfits of each girl trainer from each generation with the evolutions of the starter Pokemon that I had, and it would be like 3 Miis with each stage of each evolution of the starter Pokemon, and it's a fun idea, but it's a lot of work. Oh, Galvantula, I'm sorry, not Joltik, Galvantula. Thank you, Penguin. College. And so this is from, what year is this from? I only got through 2 gens. Gosh. This is from 2019. Both of these are from 2019. That's about 4 years into owning a drawing tablet, but not very many years into, but this is before I would say my personal art renaissance of like really doing it a lot. It is dichotomy, it is. But this is the first one. I had Squirtle in Gen 1. I had Pokemon Red, and I had Squirtle. And so we had cute Squirtle, cute Blastoise, Wartortle, and Blastoise.
I love
and then
the little sleepy Squirtle.
In the trainer outfit. In a Doug trio. And
What's the difference between Doug Trio and 3 Diglets in a trench coat? It's the trench coat.
The neck, I guess.
That's the difference. The trench coat.
And then I did Silver. I had Silver, and I had, of course, Feraligatr, my boy, my lad. So he had cute little...
so good.
Totodile, Croconaw, and then Feraligatr. And Croconaw is a special place in my heart because way back, long time ago. We're talking like Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red had just come out.
That is a long time ago.
I got my first pack of Pokemon cards, and I got to open it, and it was, just classic booster pack. I opened it, and it had a Japanese card in it, and it was Croconaw.
Oh.
So it was like, I don't know if it was a mint print or a special. Nobody else got one. And so I got a Japanese card. I still have it, because that's like my prized one. It's just sentimental. The fact that it's like a Japanese one, it was like really cool to me. But yeah, so those are the only 2 I got through. But yeah, look how far Ori has come, guys, on art.
Truly.
I mean, the Pokemon don't look bad, but I was literally just copying. I wasn't tracing, but I was visually copying. What's it called? Heavy referencing.
Heavy referencing indeed.
But yeah.
You're just starting out. You gotta.
That always looks at those and is like, this is a cool idea. I wanna try this again. And then the other part of me goes, yeah, but Ori, that's a lot of fucking work. And you're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, being in all the trainer outfits sounds really cute. Well, I don't think anyone's gonna commission me to draw myself doing that. That's
what
not
if
really
I
how
commissioned you to draw yourself?
No, I will say you and Dylan taking money from us would be very weird. I did like Dylan's like
what?
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I
think I just do it. For Dylan, I just did it. He bought me dinner. He bought me food.
Because you get money for the Crunchyroll.
Yeah, but we share that, you know, like we're equally using that. It's not like I'm not doing work for you for the Crunchyroll. You know, like that is literally just if we could both pay for the Crunchyroll, that's how we would do it.
I see.
You
So
know, you're not paying me.
difference.
Versus this is like you're paying me to do a service.
I'm literally standing here like, Ori, shut up and take my money, and she refuses, you guys.
All I'm saying, Mars,
refuses me.
is that if you were like, oh, Ori, could you draw this? I probably just would. To charge you would be weird.
But I know you got so many other things you want to draw.
I know. This is such a wild statement, as Drunk. I'm glad it was not dichotomy. An open throuple? Oh, goodness.
Oh, my. I mean, good for them. As long as everything's consensual and everyone's happy.
Oh, yeah.
It's all chill. Good for the Doug Trios. Good for the Diglets, I mean. I'm tired today, you guys.
Okay, the Clodsire
it was
gives
hot
the
in my
new
school.
Dunsparce.
My brain got fried. Clodsire is the new Dunsparce.
It does show itself sometimes, dichotomy. I will say, there are certain things that both of you say that are very much one or the other. But then there's some things that you both say that's like, who the fuck just said that? It could have been either of you. Sometimes I draw shoes really nice. Just for Ditto, my goodness. Allie, that's what stream does. I did not expect it to go here.
Sorry I disappeared, you guys. My mom approached me with a business opportunity.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Not what I predicted to happen at 9 at night, but alright.
That was not on my stream bingo card.
It wasn't on my stream bingo card either.
It's okay.
This week is interesting.
Damn, it's strong. Oh, goodness. The tone.
Shade in that one
the
line.
Tone.
It's
the
okay
tone.
to be happy with life.
The tone.
It's okay.
Be
You can
anything.
be happy with life. It's okay. Don't be afraid.
The tone is everything. And the fact that the okay is capitalized is one of those things where it's like, is this just because okay is an abbreviation? So O and K should be capitalized? Or are we emphasizing the okay?
This is reminding me, I've been watching this improv group lately, and they just crack me the hell up. I think I might have sent you a couple of them, Ori. And there was one bit where they were doing caveman speak. They could only speak 2 words per interaction. And it was hilarious. And all I could think of when I see the okay typed out like that is,
chill.
it
Very
okay, not okay, it okay.
Ay.
I don't know why. That's the only thing I can think of.
I'm trying to remember, Allie, what sort of like... I will say, shoes like this at like stupid angles, like are currently happening right now, still sometimes a challenge.
Stupid angle shoes make us sad.
But, I mean, so does stupid angle feet, so all that sort of stuff. But I'm trying to think
They
of exactly...
are connected.
So
it's
I
not
would say...
crazy.
My biggest thing was really finding a good reference of the shoe that I wanted to draw at the angle I wanted to draw it, right? So, like, specifically finding the shoe fully at the angle I wanted to draw it, and then basically going in, and I'm pretty sure what I did is I went in and I, like, traced over it, trying to simplify it as I went, right? But, like, I traced over it, and I was like, okay, this is me understanding how the shoe works, right? What the pieces of a shoe are, what the different shapes of shoes are, how they work. I mean, if I'm going for a very specific shoe, I will still look up reference, but when it's just like, I'm just looking for general boot vibes, I don't. But I also have like a visual library of shoes now, to a certain extent, of shoes that I like. So it is like a thing there. And then it's just simplifying them to the way that you like. You could make all characters have no legs, you would. No! I love legs. Human legs are
Don't
just
touch
mid.
the leggies.
But
they
the
must
leggies.
stay.
I literally... Like,
We love
I
our
literally
leggies in this
just
house.
drew, like, Ferrex's leggies a couple times for the Ko-fi. There's, like, 4 sets of solely disembodied Ferrex leggies.
I'd really rather not as struck. The enemies in Silent Hill 2 are terrifying.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Legs and leggies are not the same
go
dichotomy.
that route.
I will say, though,
No.
when you get them good, they're good. Because I will say, very proud of Averett's legs. I think they came out fantastic. That's what I was saying.
It's not gonna Ardo point it down. Oh god. Not the arrow as drawn.
As a reference to a character that's all legs? Alright. You hate drawn legs? I get it. Human legs are tough. I will say... Finding... Mine were all found organically, but, like, going on YouTube and looking for... And to me, if I'm being completely honest, I will say do the shorts and not, like, looking for full videos on legs. And this is for me personally, and this is definitely something I've realized about how I learn. It's not because the long-form content is necessarily boring and I have a bad attention span or whatever. That's not the reason I'm recommending the short-form ones. If you find a good short-form one, and I'm talking about, like, you have to look into the artist and, like, you want them to talk about the muscle groups and you want them to talk about the whatever. But the reason I'm recommending the short-form content for specifically artists that are very good at anatomy is because when it's a short-form vertical video, they have to focus on one thing. You're not sitting there learning the entire leg and how the entire leg works and how the whole thing. They are focusing on, and they go, this is one thing that we see gets mistaken, like, is a big mistake people make with legs all the time. And this is why it works this way, and this is how I break it down, and this sort of thing. And that's it. And we have focused on, that's how I talk about the hip thing, because that was something I learned about the hip thing. I talk this, like, the way the calf works. Again, it was another thing that happened. I was, like, learning. I, like, watched... I was trying to think about something. Oh, this part was actually from CritBit, that course I did. And it talks about how, like, at joints where the divots are, because you have, like, the knee bone, and then it, like, divots in with the muscle, because the muscle attaches at, like, a divot. And this happens with your, like, inner arm, too. And I was like, that's good shit, you know? Ooh, that's brain power there, yeah.
That's some good
So
stuff.
it's things like that. So I recommend looking at no Raid Shadow Legends. Honestly, it would take a lot for something to sponsor, for us to take a sponsor, and
that would be wild if we got a sponsor.
Yeah, but, like, I'd be fucking picky about a sponsor. Speaking, we are not sponsored,
especially with all the crazy, like, sketchy stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
Some sponsors do.
That you
like,
really
I
have to
don't
look
trust
into.
it.
No. Thankfully,
Yeah.
But this is not a sponsor. However, you fucking should go watch it. Please go watch Spice Frontier. It is 20 minutes, I think, at most. Please go watch Spice Frontier. It is beautifully, incredibly animated with a really innovative way to animate. If you like Atlantis, if you like Treasure Planet,
I do.
If you like Star Trek, please go watch Spice Frontier. It's great.
Well, not Star Trek.
You don't like the vibes of Star Trek?
I do like the vibes.
Yeah, it's the vibes. Okay, we're talking like if you took the vibes of, like, space, exploring new worlds, going to new places. It's beautifully animated in the, like, it's 2D, but it kind of feels 3D, but it's still good 2D way. The voice acting is fantastic. The world building is great. I was gonna cry, not because it's sad. Okay, it has stressful moments and everything, but I was gonna cry because one of the characters, like his main motivation and the reason they're doing all this was like, one, hit me all in the feels, and two, was just like, oh, I love it. His name is Kent, but it's short for Kentucky, and I'm dead.
Oh my God.
And I love him, and he's beautiful, and they're all, honestly, all the character designs are fantastic. I love it so much. Yeah, it really gives a lot of Atlantis vibes. It gives a lot of Treasure Planet vibes, and it gives that, like, the way that, like, Star Trek worked about, like, we're going to new planets and we're exploring and we're, like, looking at the, like, we're adventuring party, you know, out in space.
I'm here for.
Please, please, please go watch it. Please go support them by watching it. That's all you have to do. Literally all you have to do. Yeah, it's great. You don't really retain the information because you're in scroll mode. Interesting, Allie. I guess I've just... While I do get in scroll mode to an extent, I'm never, like, as deep in it as other people talk about. Yes, Allie, he's beautiful and I love him and he's great. And he's gonna make me cry because he's such a pure boy. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Type in Spice Frontier. It's beautiful.
I think Ori literally put the link in
Discord. I linked it in the Discord
a little bit ago.
Came out like
I'm very
2 weeks
nearly
ago
positive.
now. But it's on YouTube for free. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Pause. Don't do this. Here's the link. I love it. It's great. They're beautiful. It's beautifully animated. It's really ingeniously, like, animated. So good. Yes, it's so good, Allie. Please, guys, if you like animation at all, and honestly, it's just good vibes, man. It talks about food. It talks about botany. I'm so fucking dead. It's great. I'm so here for it. It's so lovely. Oh, you need pockets, my good sir.
Ah.
I didn't
Can't
give you
not
your
have his pocket.
Well, see, okay. He has to have the pocket here and not in his... Because we talked about him having the pocket here for his thing. But the problem is that's where the badges go. So I don't think it can go there. I think the pocket has to be on the hip area. And that's just how it's going to have to be. That's fine. Okay, so I need to copy...
So, S-Truck, I wouldn't say I don't like Star Trek, but it's one of those things, I grew up with it, but it just never had the influence on me that it does others.
It's definitely one of those things where it's like, it's definitely like,
it's one of those ones where I'm like, I respect what it did, it's revolutionary, it's just... I think I'm more into space battles a la Star Wars.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely, I'm talking about...
Than I am, let's sit in chairs some more.
The general vibe of what the Star Trek series was about, than, like, you know, necessarily Star Trek specifically, you know? More Star Trek as, like, a genre, if that makes sense, of space exploration friendship team. You know, that's what the vibe is.
Voltron.
Yeah, Voltron. Again, if you like Voltron, it's not as like Save the Universe currently. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff happening at the end, but right now, with the pilot, the main thing is just really fun. I mean, you know, the way stories usually go is there is some larger thing happening. So I'm not ruling out Voltron vibes, but yeah, it's just space exploration, friendship, crew being bros, thinking things out, everyone being smart. Kentucky has baby girl vibes, and I love him.
As many baby girl vibes as Vash.
He gives more Ron.
Oh, fuck.
He gives a lot of male wife. His male wife.
the level we're working on.
Boy failure, male wife.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Yeah, it's great. Penguin, so good. So good. Well, literally just a pilot, guys. But it's
I know what I'm watching tonight.
To exist. So bad. I need it to keep happening. I need everybody to watch it and tell other people to watch it so that it can keep coming out.
Make it so. Make it be.
Make it be. That is also true. That is true, S-Drock. That is true.
I'm also thinking of another famous Ron that I shall not specify, but he also kind of gives male life.
Oh? So Ron, I should know?
You know, by popularity, I don't think you've interacted with the fandom.
Oh. Okay. I have no clue.
And it shall remain that way.
Yes, okay.
Because honestly, there are better Rons out there.
It's namedly Ron-stoppable.
Exactly.
Bestest fucking boy.
Thank you for the legs and the couch, S-Drock.
With spaceship travel along the way.
Play Silent Hill. I will never play Silent Hill, and you cannot pay me.
Yeah. But okay, I'm sorry. The girl boss male wife energy of Kim Possible is just fantastic. I just can't.
Oh,
it's so good.
Key.
It's so good.
So
and
key.
for of the time, I just can't.
Well, you know, this is back when Disney was a little bit base. This was back during Treasure Planet, Lilo and Stitch.
It's when Disney didn't have to try so hard.
Literally.
When Disney was like, "Hey, you creative person,
had better representation
make a
when
good
they
show."
Weren't thinking about it.
Anybody gonna watch the Phineas and Ferb revival? Episode aired today. Comes out on Disney Plus tomorrow.
Oh shit! I am debating.
I want to watch it, and the reason is because it's entirely the original cast, to my understanding. It's Dan and Swampy, it's everybody. They did a little rap about it, and this isn't a reboot, it's a revival, and it's just they're continuing, right? There's nothing else, so it's like, I definitely want to check it out.
It's like we had more wacky stories we wanted to tell.
I think originally it did Penguin, but then at a certain point, it more just became who is doing the classic, what used to be the womanly duties, right? Like, everybody calls Sayu male wife. He's obviously also making money, right? He's a voice actor. They both are employed, but
it's the way
he fights it. And then they talk about how he was the one making the sandwiches and cleaning the house or whatever. And it's like, kind of tattled on yourself, right?
Yeah, but he's got that energy, and we love him for it.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't want that any other way.
All I'm going to say is that Ron can fucking pay the bills. You will see. I will not elaborate how. I will not elaborate why.
Yes.
He can fucking pay the bills.
Yes.
I love him. They're great. So great. It's the next summer? Yeah. Ron's great. We stand. He's such a good boy. Nope. What happened? Stop. That's what happened. Okay. This is Averett's sword. There are many like it, but this one is his. Bless you. Whoa.
Thank you.
Stream didn't die, but Mars did. Wow. No.
Yeah, well, I forgot to mute, unfortunately.
Yeah, come on. Gotta get them quick reflexes.
Ah.
He's so good. I love him. Are Rons just better at being male wives? Apparently, if Mars is saying there's another Ron out there.
They are.
That's also male wife coded. I honestly can't.
The Unstoppable is the peak male.
Yes. We all like Ron Delight, but guys, it's just it's so hard not to talk about future things. I don't want to spoil. And it's not like story, related. It's just I don't want to spoil the episodes because they are bottle episodes, right? Well, not bottle episodes, but they are like the arc happens in one episode, right? So it's like it's not bottle because they do obviously affect the world, but it was all you throughout your yesterday. And girl boss changed my mind. No, she really is. God, I can't, and I won't change your mind. He's beautiful. He's perfect. Okay, guys. Completely unrelated to male wife topic, but marginally related to Ron because I joke that, like, my first two ever, if you can count them as, like, media crushes, are definitely Ron Stoppable and fucking Sokka. And what did I get? I got Dylan, which is just the real life version of that. But
it really just worked out perfectly.
It did. No, literally. If it's like, who are your favorite male characters, Ori? It's like, yeah, they just make Dylan in the end. So Dylan's birthday's coming up, right? And so he asked for a new lunchbox. So I got him a new lunchbox. And the one I picked ended up having like the little Velcro patch on the front. That is where you put what is called tactical morale badges. Okay? So they are patches that have Velcro on the back that you can stick them on the thing, so you're not sewing them on. You can change them out. And I was like, okay, if this like lunchbox comes with that, I'm gonna get Dylan one as well for fun, right? And now, unfortunately, the first two that I was looking at, that I was deciding for, neither of them would come on time, so I didn't get those. They were Shenanigans Enthusiast or Shenanigans Coordinator.
Ooh.
Which I'm curious, chat and Mars, do you think Dylan is a Shenanigans Enthusiast or a Shenanigans Coordinator?
Coordinator. Definitely coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Dylan said he was an enthusiast.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see enthusiast, but I feel like, because we now know that Dylan monitors for
both
jokes during AA stream.
Yeah.
That feels like a coordinator to me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That feels very much like a coordinator.
Okay. But what I ended up getting him was this. I got him this patch. The certified Silly Goose patch.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I think that one's
perfect. Amazing.
Right? I think this one's perfect. He's an enthusiastic Shenanigans Coordinator. Very true. Very true. Why not both? Well, I felt they were too similar to get both Canadian Lucifer. I did feel like they were a little too similar. But I feel like this ended up being perfect. Perfect. So, very excited. I hope he'll like it. Because I thought that was funny.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
Top tier, so good.
Right? Very, very excited. And I also got wrapping paper because we have no wrapping paper. But I got plain wrapping paper, so then it can be for any holiday.
Oh, smart.
Yes.
And
I'm so done. Exactly. Exactly. I just got the fucking flat brown, and it's just like, I am an artist. I also make stamps. So, stamps are great. We're good.
They're beautiful. They're
I
lovely.
don't need to do anything fancy. Okay. So your arm is tilted, Avrit, which makes no sense. And technically this should be flipped. So let's fix all of this. Flip T. I'm gonna have to straighten your arm, your hand. Oh no. The sword's too tall for the paper.
Oh no!
He could be holding it the other way, actually. Huh. What if I do that? Does it look silly? No, I don't. Okay.
I am confused.
What are you confused? What are you confused?
I'm confused something on my end.
Oh.
But looks like it's okay. I don't know what the issue is.
Is it stream related?
No, it's not stream related. It's me related. Yeesh.
I'm so traumatized.
Don't be. I mean, do be. But not for this.
But if only he was based on a badger. Why do you want him based on? We have access for that. Okay. Avrit, your hand needs to be rotated. Either way. It's just not going to work otherwise. No, let's actually cut that properly. I don't need to worry about that. There we go. Because badger. I get it.
He's badgering guard 1.
Yeah. He's aardvarking the witness.
He really badgers guard 1.
Yep.
Poor guard 1.
Okay. So let's... Yeah, you have it like that. When you hold... Okay, I need to look at a sword. Somebody hold this sword, please, in your hand.
Link, your services have been requested.
Link doesn't hold the right kind of sword.
Oh, no!
Okay, I'm right.
See, what character would hold the right kind of sword?
I'm right. A panda bear?
Panda bear would hold the sword?
No, for Allie. No, Axis is not based on... Axis is based on the American badger, specifically. Not the European badger. But Avrit's based on the blue badger. Yeah. He is.
Oh, snap.
Guard on too cunty to live.
He lives. Does kind of have that killer look in his eyes, doesn't he?
He would give honey badger then. Avrit can be honey badger. And they're not native to where the other badger is, so it works out. Okay, so the thing would come out here, like this. Technically, it's not all the way down. So it'd be like this. And it would come out like this. And we have the pommel here. I'm pretty sure these are one-handed swords, so we need to keep that into account. How long? Tell me how long. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 the length of the handle. What's with badgers today? You had a customer help find a badger sticker. Oh. I don't know. It's just a badgery type of day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come here. You're too long! Alright. Such is life.
Such is life indeed.
That tall enough now? It is. You can go away. Not you. You. So now I can take you. We can... I gotta flip. It is. I'm doing it on the right.
Badgers are just a theme today, Canadian Lucifer. You don't pick the theme, the day does.
Yeah, seriously. Beep, beep, boop, 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 doop, doop. Okay.
I mean, Garvon is a bit of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. He is.
He's not
He's
being
just
good to our boy.
slightly more cooperative.
He's being slimy.
With my purposes.
Ooh. I see somebody liked us on YouTube. Thank
Yay.
you, person who did that.
Everyone else should do that too.
It wasn't just me today. Yay!
Whoa.
Amazing. Oh, every bone in my body cracked. Ow.
Do you ever say, okay, is this just me, or does anybody else say ow even when it didn't hurt? You didn't even hit any part of you. It just made like a loud noise, and your body's just like, you should say ow now, and so you do.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you drop a book on the floor and you say ow.
Doesn't touch you at all, but it makes a loud noise. Or you
But it makes a loud noise, so you just go ow.
the actual like hard part of your elbow and not the funny bone on a thing, so you don't feel it at all, but like it makes a loud noise.
And you instinctively just go
You just
ow.
go ow. Yeah, exactly, Estruck, right? It's wild.
Every time. Every time. This is my life.
It's wild how you're like conditioned into that somehow. Like I don't really get it, you know?
I feel like it started when we were younger and we all partook in pretend play with our animals. And we would say, ouch, ow. Guys, let me tell you one thing. My kids, when they play with those animal figurines, they love either one, imagining the animals in danger and needing to be saved, or two, the animals beating each other up. And with each scenario, each one involves an ow, ow, ow. And I wonder if that's something we carry into adulthood and just apply to all inanimate objects. And it's like a holdover from childhood.
I think it's
I've always wondered about that.
Pain is stored in the ears. You go oof instead of ow. So, to my understanding, Penguin, it is a regional thing. It's a regional thing. Sometimes also has to do with the language you speak as well, but not necessarily. Like, I know in Japan they don't go ow, you know? They're like, itai! Right? That's what it is. Itai! In Germany, they don't go ow, they go ow! 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 So it is a learned thing, right? It's not like an innate noise you have in you. It is like an accent.
It's definitely learned.
Right? Which is a wild thing.
I find it interesting
Had a lot
that
of
each
kids
language
do
has
baby
its own
animals.
way of saying ow.
My
What's up with the noise when they bite into something? Which noise?
hump. That hump.
Oh, the hum.
I do that in real life. If I'm
If you're
very
really enjoying your food,
yeah,
you will do.
if I'm very very happy about the food that I'm eating, I make
not
too
what was
much
being
noise.
described.
Oh no.
Good luck describing this in text, Estrock. I wish you luck.
Deaf people don't say ow, see, makes sense. Makes sense. It's just a wild thing. Because it happens so, like, reactively, right? I'm not thinking about saying ow.
Yeah.
But you learn it so innately. It's very weird.
And you must have a neural pathway in your brain that links that pain receptor, or even just the sensory receptor, because as we've talked about, like, it's not causing you pain. You're watching something else fall.
Okay.
Or
let's
you're
see if I can
bumping
find
into something in a way that isn't hurting, but you just notice it. There must be a neural link in your brain that just directly connects to that.
Okay, why do anime girls
response
eat like
center.
this? I'm assuming that's what it is. Let's see. That one.
Um.
When they do that.
I think Estrog, it's cute culture. Especially if it's with like cute little anime girls.
It's also.
I think they just want to make them as cute as possible.
I mean, does everybody else do the food dance? The food wiggle?
Oh, the little food wiggle when you eat something
when you
really
eat something
good.
really happy
Yes.
and you're like, oh, I make way too much noise.
I was trying
when
not
eat
to
when
dance
that
in the
happens.
cafe the other day, eating that French
I fucking do it.
Holy
in the
shit,
I don't
that
give a
was
shit.
good.
I have the dopiest smile on my face, and I'm like,
oh. See, I'll have a reaction. Like, I'll take a sip of my tea that I'm trying for the first time. I'll be like, oh.
I do the food wiggle. I do the food wiggle. I love going to cafes. I went to a cafe.
I do the little wiggle where it's like,
Yeah, like That's a real thing. That's not like a. Nobody teaches that.
Oh,
So
trivia
good.
for Ace
You gotta
Attorney
whip
is
it,
up.
nay. I know. I don't know.
Boots.
Dies in French.
Aw. This is a total guess.
Most of the pictures we see with him were black and white.
But we barely see their boots.
Yeah, I don't know.
So sad.
Everyone gets different colors. Somebody gotta get a big jacket. Don't laugh
this
at
is me
Allie's
throwing
pain.
shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh! Oh!
Oh! Ooh. Well, the artist's knowledge paid off.
Holy shit!
If you know the design on top, you can get the design on the bottom. Baze.
That was such a wild.
Also,
That is
okay, yeah, that answer makes sense with the ensemble.
a wild like feeling though. There were so many answers. Everyone did different questions, and then just to go down
I remember
the line.
so much of one particular color in his outfit. That's why I was like, is it that one?
Thank you, Pastry. I was like, the suspense of like the X showing up on everyone before me, and I was like, Mars got it wrong. Oh God, did I? And then I did. Amazing. So cool.
Okay, I just found the
Clip
best
it and ship
meme
it.
for these guys. I'm putting that in plate, I guess. That seems like a good place.
Okay, let's finally draw Everett's like hair and shit.
He needs it,
He needs his face. I've put it off long enough. Okay, so let's follow my own design strategy. I draw where his undercut lives. So this is something I realized that I started doing. So while I draw skulls very round, I like to draw the undercut part angular. Just to give it something than just being like his skull. That there is like hair. I don't know. I just liked doing that. And then you're turning the color into magenta? Yeah.
Don't give it away.
I was just like, oh my God. I think, honestly, that was solely like outfit. If we're asking a question about him, it's not that color or that color.
I was going off of outfit too. I just guessed the wrong color.
Yep.
I guess it would be too much of that
That's
color.
what I'm saying. That's why I didn't. I was like, it can't be that one because...
That's why I'm not
Why
the
are we
artist.
asking the question then? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm not the artist. the basic principles of design.
So the big thing I learned about Everett's hair to also help him not be Phoenix is make sure that the back is long enough to come down over his undercut. Right? Because Phoenix's hair basically comes straight out and every spike is just horizontal. So if you sweep it that too much like that, you get the Phoenix look. But if I sweep it down like normal hair, it makes more sense.
There you go.
And then we have an Everett head. Oh, so good. Look at that. I'll round this up a little more. Something like that. Perfect. He feels right, finally. It took so long.
You can't not think of Bronco with that hair. Astra.
Okay, we're gonna set something fucking straight.
We gotta dissect it now. It reminds you of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bronco has a mohawk.
Does.
It comes like a horse, fully up and around. He does not have an undercut. He has a mohawk.
There is a difference.
What are we doing? Oh, during Pride Month, setting it straight. Not this. Everyone tried. This has nothing like my boy. Okay? No.
This.
They're
Not this.
not even the same haircut.
Loser.
Take it back, Strong.
That's just not our boy.
With the black part in
That's
the
not
hair.
his hair.
Okay. Let's find the real lad.
Would Everett play chess? I'm gonna lean toward yes.
Oh, 100% yes.
He's a strategist.
Here's your better option, Esdrak. Remember this man. Shiro is my pioneer of the undercut. Personally.
He really is.
Not Shiro.
Shiro just rocked it so well. You don't remember Shiro?
Not my boy.
Estrak, did you ever watch Voltron?
Oh. Here, you could compare him to... If anything, and this is really terrible, if anything, Hoten's hair is closer to Bronco's hair than Everett's hair. Vash has an undercut.
Allie, that's a mood. Shiro, my beloved, before the later season.
Oh, yeah. Shiro, my beloved, until everyone knows when.
Vash, my child!
He has an undercut. A true one. Oh, I'm sorry. Come here, lad. Yes.
Come. Don't be shy.
Jim Hawkins' Treasure Planet?
Yes! I feel
sorry.
like Jim Hawkins was the first one to change my brain chemistry. The honor
great.
definitely goes to James from Liberty Kids and Jim Hawkins. I'm
It's
sorry, I don't
Milo.
make the rules.
It's Milo Thatch. Hello. I love Milo. He's such a goofus, but very smart. I love him. I love Milo. He's my boy.
Oh,
So many
undercut.
full undercut characters, okay?
I had found fan art.
A lot of people draw the My Hero
Of-
characters with undercuts.
Who was it? Jim Hawkins. And, oh boy, he looked...
Oh yeah, you sent that to me and I was like...
I was like, Treasure Planet fan art? in 2024, because it was 2024 at the time. I'm like, yes, please, little treat for me. PCM!
Hello, PCM!
Hello!
So there you go, Estrock. Now you can have Jim Hawkins on the brain instead. When we look at Avrit, honestly, hair is Jim Hawkins vibes. He doesn't have the little rat tail braid thing, but
little bit of Ash, little bit of Jim Hawkins.
Also, just Padawans in general. Does
Anakin
have an undercut? Isn't that their hairstyle? They have the braid and the
Anakin
undercut.
does have an undercut in his Padawan days. Anakin, Padawan.
No, it's just kind of short. It's not really.
Nah, his is just short. Maybe it was Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, Padawan. No, not really. It's just short.
It's just short.
Okay, the trademark is the tail.
But it's on the side. It's not a back thing.
Yeah, no, it's specifically on the side.
It's the braid on the side.
I could see why we thought it was an undercut.
Yeah, it's if the top was longer, it'd basically be.
What if I type Jedi Padawan with
There's a reason he could not be master? Because he had the undercut? What? Overcut, yes. Yeah,
okay, I found
PCM.
Rey Skywalker with an undercut, and that's kind of a vibe.
Hold on.
I'm here for that.
I see a lot of people do, women will do an undercut, if they have, like, really thick hair a lot of the time. So, like, you can hide it if your hair's down, you know, where it's in a way where your hair's down, you don't see it. But then if you tie your hair up, you see it. But it's because your hair is just so thick.
I will be honest, I've always been tempted to try that style because and I could theoretically get away with that if I was just brave enough to ask.
Maybe one day, Mars.
One day.
One day more.
I want my kids to know me as the cool.
Ray Buddy Daddy, yes!
Yes! Fuck, yes.
Thank you, Pastry Buff.
God, Buddy Daddies is so underrated. If you guys haven't watched Buddy Daddies, yes, you in chat, please watch it. It's so fucking good.
It's not a true undercut. It's just on the sides. Look at that. It's not all the way around. It's still great. I mean, like, we're not.
But it's so good.
We ain't fucking.
And literally, the ponytail changes his personality.
The transformation. Like, normal business. Normal business. Let's go. Beautiful.
I love how you just have these queued up.
No, I just go on. It's searching on Google. It's so easy. It's searching on Google. I'm not doing anything crazy.
So, Estrog, it is about these two guys who are hitmen, and they basically end up killing a mob boss. Turns out he has a daughter, and one of them decides to adopt her.
Basically, she gets attached,
so now they gotta figure out how to live together.
Yeah,
all three of them,
and
it's very good.
Deal with this child
it's very wholesome,
and still
there's
continue
some good character arcs on both sides. Everyone gets development in the series, which is great.
Fucking cried at the end in multiple ways. Really good.
That was one of the endings. I sobbed in front of or you should put the spoilers up because I can't talk about why I sobbed without
don't listen.
explaining. So Estrock, don't listen if you plan on watching.
Or if you care about spoilers. Hold on. There it is. Spoilers.
Okay. Spoilers for Buddy Daddies in 3, 2, 1. So, in the final scene, we do a time skip to a couple years later where the little girl is all grown up and we see that the
Amazon
main
Prime
characters...
Video.
It's on there?
Apparently, according to Google.
Nice. We find out that the main characters, Rey and Kazuki, basically they kept raising her. They brought her up. She's a very good person, but they also run a cafe together and it's found family vibes. They were so good. Ori and I were sitting on the couch watching, And as soon as I see this time skip scene with the music in the background and just the wholesome family vibes, I burst out sobbing. I could not stop. I literally, Ori had to hand me tissues as I'm just going, they're a family. Like, I was a mess in the best possible way. I could not. That was like the happiest cry I ever had in my life. It broke me in the best possible way. These were like heaving gas for air, like full on sobbing at that ending. All right, spoilers over. But you definitely got to experience everything that comes before for that ending to hit so hard.
Estruck, the past has nothing to do about this man's heart. Okay?
What are we talking about?
Mackerel. No, it's really nice getting the version. The past has nothing to do with his heart, gold or not.
It is definitely queer. I would say it's a great Pride Month watch.
It's very nice. Honestly,
Even
like
better,
what sold me
when they eventually take the little girl to the school and all the moms like see what's going on, they're like, oh, okay, cool. We're gonna talk with one of the dads and chit chat, and we'll form a mom group.
It's great. It's great.
Mom group
It's
plus
fantastic.
Kazuki.
It's Kazuki, male wife, done.
He is
My boy, my lad.
No, the way he takes care of Rei, he is a male wife.
It's so good. So good. We were just talking spoilers.
Just
Nope.
the spoilers.
Just
Estruck,
the spoilers.
spoilers. But, Ori, I'm gonna run and grab some chocolate real quick.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Everett always looks kind of evil. There we go. The eyebrows are the important part. How did I... Yeah. I like that he has, like, straight across eyebrows. I don't know. I like that design feature. Yeah, he is the male wife. It's very good. It's very great. The story's good. The humor's great. I still listen to the opening. I love it. High recommend. Or you do a little dance. Boop boop. Whip. 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 Doot. 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 That's my little dance. I believe I am caught up. Pastry Puff. I have one more cyan, but I don't think it's out yet.
Dancing with the teacup?
Yeah, I was dancing with the teacup.
I still need to watch
Yes.
the Lucky Cyan arc. I did finally finish Isolde. Yay. Holy shit, that twist got me.
Right, Allie? I'm so happy with his hair. It took so long, but now it's here. What are we waiting at? Yeah,
along
PCM.
so well. Yeah, PCM?
Hell yeah. There it is.
I don't know. Would it be Cursed Deathstroke or would it be the best thing ever?
I feel like it really depends on how the animation ended up looking. Yeah. There's only 2 Lucky Cyans, I'm pretty sure.
Ori is really hyping up the Lucky Cyan arc for me because it's all in 2D, which is really cool.
Very cool.
I am curious to see how they're going to take an idol character like Lucky Cyan into the 3D space. I'm very curious.
The Unresolved Cliffhanger series. Yeah!
PCM.
Okay.
This is one of the anime that I have convinced my parents to watch.
It's a donghua, not an anime.
I'm sorry, it's a donghua. Oh, it's not like my parents. Different.
I know, but here we want to make sure that people know that good stuff can come from other places too. Because the amount of people that are like, I won't watch it until it comes out in the Japanese dub is like, guys, like Reddit. What are you doing?
You know the funny thing?
You don't even speak
Japanese. The Japanese dub is way behind the English dub.
Yeah, oh, they're freaking doing it right away. But it's like, people being like weird about it with like link click is like, they won't watch, they're dubbed for life, they're sub for life, but they won't watch sub on the Chinese original version, they'll watch it on the Japanese dub. And it's like, this is not original. This is not the dub or sub argument. This feels like racism. I'm not gonna.
This is just racist.
Feels like racism.
That's just racist.
It's a dog. Yeah. What unfortunate Aquamarine Wise. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, PCM and Pastry Puff, you won't have to wait for me too long to catch up because I will watch Lucky Cyan on my own.
Oh, well, you'll be in it for this one, Allie.
I'm going to wait for all the Lucky Cyan episodes to come out before I show it to my parents, because what I've learned is that my parents will literally forget everything that's happened watching in an episode to episode, week to week
format. Should be able to post it all the usual places.
They forgot everything that happened in the East Soul arc, so by the time we got to the conclusion, they were like, so Mars, what just happened? And I'm like, if you're asking me that question, you missed the whole point of the episode.
I'm sorry, the meme you just sent, Mars, I'm dead.
Isn't it so good?
What's he singing, Penguin? It's a piece of paper, not a folder of music.
No, exactly, Pastry Puff. That's what we're saying.
Ugh.
Like, the original voices would be the Chinese voice actor.
No sense. It literally just feels like racism. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like, at least people who are like, I'll only watch the a language that I speak, like a language I'm fluent in dub, is like, okay, you know, that's fine. You want to be able to listen to it, not have to read it. You can have this opinion. But like when it's like, no, I'm gonna watch it in the dub of a language I do not speak, just to watch it in the subtitles, is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's not the dub versus sub
racism. Argument. We're all confused as drunk. Like, it makes no sense.
There's a word I want for it.
We are racist
idolizing,
racism,
I guess.
Yes.
Idolizing the Japanese.
It feels very much like they're
quality.
Like, what's elitism? Maybe.
Thank you. Maybe
Elitist?
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through my list, like Raya,
like,
no, like pedestaling. I can't think of the word. Maybe elitist.
Yeah.
That feels it. Because that's sometimes, and
see,
not
a lot
everybody.
Of vaporwave, really.
But people who
so
watch
crazy.
subs can be very elitist.
Yeah, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely seeing like dub issues in like, you know, Dr. Stone and whatever. But like, one, it's not ruining. Two, it's not like I'm not watching the show to be like, oh my god, I need to analyze everything, right? And I am more than willing to watch any show if it's good in whatever it fucking came out with, as long as I could read the subtitles. You know, it doesn't have to be in dub. I feel like people who are like, no, I will only go one way, it's just like, just be a little open-minded.
Episode 7 of Don Da Don Gets Ya, Allie.
You'll wait for
Episode 7 was rough.
Yeah, literally, Pastry Puff. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, no, literally, Penguin. You summed it up right there.
You did the wild, Allie.
But like, even then, I don't understand the argument. Like, when I asked people, hey, do you know if Link Click is getting its English dub? The amount of people who were coming down on me being like, just watch the original and then you can enjoy it. Like, stop being whatever. I'm like, I'm not. I literally just want to hear Sayu.
It's also, I will say...
And also, this is how I started. It would be a little hard to switch.
It's one, I want Sayu and Zeno.
Plus,
two,
the subtitle quality...
The subtitles were really
for
bad.
For the mini-series, I'll call it...
were really, really bad.
Was questionable at best.
And that is tough to reconcile. Right?
Yeah.
If the subtitle quality is so low that we're not even, like... really speaking English, it's like a direct translation. It's not a...
I could deal with it.
It's like, ugh.
Because the mini episodes were episodic.
And they don't have a ton of
talking. And they were small, contained stories, and they weren't plot-driven. If my subtitles were screwing up the plot of an epic mystery like Link Click, I'd be a little bit pissed.
So, Estrak, I totally understand a passion argument, but the voice actors of Link Click specifically, and the Chinese, like, original, is very objectively, they're really good. Every short I've watched, amazing. Like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, very much Penguin, very much that.
Absolutely.
Very much that. Yeah, no, 100%
and that's how we
Puff.
feel about Link Click, Pastry Puff.
Yeah, and I watch Windbreaker in the dub too now because of, you know, you pointing this out from the first season. I watch Windbreaker in the sub
still.
But I think that they all have their place, right? Because there is a level of wordplay involved that has to be done correctly in any of the languages, right? Any translation, right? So, like, Mars always talks about how free run dub is better than the sub because of the way that they use the English language, right?
To enhance the setting.
That's exactly what it is.
And enhance the immersion.
Yeah, to enhance the vibe. Oh, look at the Blorbos MP.
Blorbos?
The suit! Amazing. Happy Pride Month!
Oh my goodness!
Happy Pride Month!
I love the alleged sillies.
You watched it through screen share?
Oh, damn.
How do you not know which language? Do you not listen? There's no, you just
okay,
get...
Okay, S-Truck, I am very curious. What Donghua has your friend tried? Because I will be honest, some Donghua can be hard to get into. For as popular as Mao Dao Zushi is, and I still want to return to it one day, when I first watched it, I could not follow it at all. I had no idea who was who. I had no idea what was going on. I could not follow the plot.
Well, you can report back.
It just was not happening.
Get to it.
But I may try again because I hear it's a good story, and I wanna.
I think it's one of those things where it's like,
oh well, don't wake them up on our
having to separate, because people sometimes have the issue, and it's having to separate the medium from the genre. Right?
Good night, Mason.
Old people, good night, Mason. Older generations have a big have a big issue with, no. It was, I just saw the chat message and my brain short-circuited. The wires crossed.
Talking, read.
Yeah, literally. It was capitalized, there's an exclamation point, it drew me in. But it's separating that, like, and a lot of people have this misconception though, when you say anime, I think vast majority of people think shonen very immediately. Think the classic shonens like Naruto and One Piece and Bleach and all this sort of stuff. And it's when it's like, no, that is a genre of anime. That's like saying I like live action movies and you think that's only horror movies, right? Like it doesn't work that way, right? It's saying I like daytime television, but you think that's all, you know, The Bold and the Beautiful and not NCIS, right? Like, you know, like they're daytime television.
There's levels.
But they're completely different genres of stuff. And so, I think that you
King's
will
Avatar.
always
I've not heard of that one.
be wrong when you say a medium has only bad things and is not willing to try any other ones. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just always gonna be wrong.
Unless it's Disney live action, then you're always in the right to say it sucks.
You cannot like a genre. You know, that's a whole different thing. But saying that's like saying all cartoons are childish, right? Is the equivalent of saying all donghwas are bad, all anime is bad, right? Like, and that's what I think is a big sticking point people have. And you really gotta, because I would say, S-Drock, recommend Link Click and 2B Hero X. They've been great so far, animation-wise, story-wise, suspense.
So good.
Characters. It's been great.
Been top.
No, there is exception to genre, but I feel like there's more of an ability to say I don't like horror movies, right? That's something where me as I'm not saying that all horror movies are bad, but me as a person, I can't deal with that. Right? I don't get enjoyment.
Me don't like horror movies.
Out of watching horror movies. But to say I don't like live action movies is kind of ridiculous.
That's something else because live action encapsulates a whole
There's so much stuff.
Spectrum of genre.
I do like live action movies. Very specific groupings of them, but like to say all live action movies are bad is like bad. But I would never say all horror movies are bad. I do know there are good horror movies, but as a genre, I feel like you're more able to say I actually don't like this genre, right? I don't think you can ever say, honestly, unless something is finite, you really can't say all of it is bad. Especially as, like, things keep coming out, right?
They do.
So to be Hero X pacing, I would definitely recommend Link Click if they're really, like, you know, on the fence about it, because the pacing is really good in Link Click, in my opinion. To Be Hero X has an interesting format, I would say, PCM, with this idea of them jumping between protagonists. I enjoy each individual story. I think what will really make or break it is how do we end up? Where does it all end up, right? Yeah, exactly, Pastry Puff, exactly. And that's why I'm very, You mean they said that they were going to jump around? I don't think that has, whether they told you about it or not, I don't think that has anything to do with it. The pacing is going to be difficult or different than what we're used to when trying to fit so many characters in. I'm just curious about how we're going to end up, because that's the most important thing. Okay, Link Click. Link Click is the recommendation. It is none of those things. All of the women are amazing. It is mystery.
They're so good.
If anything, the racism is a backwards way, but not treated in like a. It's not treated in like a. There's inherent racism baked into the medium, right? Like it's more as like a framing thing, and it's very mild.
And I do definitely recommend the English dub for Link Click.
It's great. The English dub is great. I mean, the original is also really good. Every clip I've seen of the Bryden arc was awesome. They do a great job. So whatever they want to do, but the English dub is fantastic. Like we said before, the Bryden arc has a couple jokes in it that make more sense with the original, just because how it's framed, with language barriers and stuff. But yeah, I know you're just quoting them, Estruck. I think they're closed-minded. You can tell them that.
It's funny that you mentioned the revenge stories. I don't know if anyone else is getting these, but I keep getting sponsored videos from this one video site that keeps advertising these live action, like, woman goes into coma for years, or woman gets adopted by family,
and it's
but
basically
then
a
family member comes back, and real family member treats main character like shit, so then it becomes like either power fantasy or just watching this woman get beat down for the next 45 minutes.
C-drama style short, like episode things. Like, they're not all some of them are blatantly C-dramas, and then other ones are just other types of dramas, right? I think one was a telenovela, one was like the something else.
One of them was that, another was like a period drama.
Yeah, so something else. A bunch of stuff. You shoot shorts of a bunch of manga you've never heard of, yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm very curious the implications, Pastry Puff, because with each new hero we go further and further back in the timeline.
And I hope they do.
So, like, not to quote FNAF, but X really feels like he's the first. He has seen everything. Like, maybe he's even seen the creation of the hero.
Yeah, vibe PCM. Nothing in between.
And the whole hero commission. That would be
Yeah, I also think the problem is, Estruck, is just what makes it over from where it's produced, right? When you, like, especially, like, back in the day when anime was not as popular in the West as it is now, right? There was only a few animes that made it big enough to be shown on, like, Toonami, you know, right? Like there was very few, and we're talking the big major players.
And that's why we have,
and they were all shonen, because Shonen Jump and all that sort of stuff, right? They were all shonen.
Shonen sold.
That's what sold. That's what made it over here. And then, I know, Allie, but you get to watch Spice Frontier. Yeah, and then so...
You do.
But if you went to Japan... Like, even now, going to Japan, the amount of anime that exists, and the amount of manga that exists, oh my lord, the amount of manga that exists in Japan that we've never even heard of, that will never be in English, that will never get a is, like, absolutely insane.
I will say, more and more of it is making its way across, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. The medium.
Yeah.
So a manhwa is
a
specifically the Chinese one versus a manga is the Japanese one, and then the manhwa with the W is the Korean one. That's my understanding. I don't know if there's a word for Korean animation. I'm not sure of that one. But so this is more of like a
entirely sure.
It's very much like a who produced it sort of thing, right? And I think that the reason we separate, and the reason I think the separation is helpful, is because of, like, cultural relations, right? Yeah, they're all just names for their graphic novels. But, like, you know, why do we say that a manga is different than a graphic novel, right? I would not equate it to a comic book. That's kind of different.
Comic books have their very own style,
but like graphic novels
I feel
and
like I can tell when it's a comic
also have a
versus
different
a manga.
style, right? And you can see, I think it's you can very much see in the style a donghua versus an anime, right? How the characters act, interact, how the style is, how the animation works, right? Like there is differences there because of just how they've, like convergent, evolution, right? So it's like you can see a difference if I read like a Korean webtoon versus like somebody from like an American webtoon, even if they have the same style, like art style, the way they do it is different. And that's just
it's in the panel layout, it's in the camera angles, it's in the designs.
It's in the designs, it's in the framing of it all, it's in the how, what is focused on. Like, it's very interesting. You can really see the differences, right? It's in how you translate it into medium, right? And then you look at there's a lot of French comics. France has, to my understanding, like a fair amount of comic culture in France, and that's very different too, right? Like, that feels very different as well. And it's very interesting to see. You really can get.
You want to do like a side by side of
like Miraculous Ladybug is French, right? So it's a French animation whole thing. It's originally a French show. It comes out in French first, all that sort of stuff. And you can feel the difference in how that feels versus like a similar thing, how the characters look, even people talk about quality and everything like that, but just the stylization choices on how they try to tell the story they're telling feel different than Western animation. You don't see so much, super stylized stuff. Yeah, Ladybug.
In what medium?
Like in anime and Donghua, you don't have as much like Phineas and Ferb, where the character shapes are like nuts. You have a couple of, shows where they are more wild, but it's not like the same vibe. It's very interesting.
Really is.
Right, because even shows that I would put on the same level as like Phineas and Ferb, or like who the audience are, does not have the same like shape language that Phineas and Ferb uses, right? Like Phineas and Ferb are literal like
no, not
shapes,
at all.
Right? I don't see that in a lot of other stuff.
To itself. Right?
Yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants, your favorite anime. Well, what? No, I like the what's it? Paul Bunyan is my favorite kaiju. That's what it is. Paul Bunyan is my favorite, the American kaiju. Right? That's what they say. Okay, he's hot, though. I mean, look at him. He's very hot.
He came out real good.
He did. The Forgotten American Kaiju? I don't know if he's forgotten. Man. All right. Look at this wild
in other
ferret.
Places.
Beautiful. All right, well... Certainly didn't get as much of that done as
original Attack on Titan.
Wanted to, but he will be done for Artfight. That will be my side project. I finished all of my commissions except one, and that one's pretty like lax about time stuff, so not really an issue. I finished all my time shenanigans, so that's all great.
Nice.
We do have Ace Attorney tomorrow.
Yes,
so it is
we
Ace
do.
Attorney. With Dylan. It'll be great.
A grand return.
It'll be fantastic. And, yeah. If you didn't like the YouTube video yet, and you are on YouTube, please do that. It definitely helps us out. Go watch our shorts and our episodes and everything else, too, if you want. But first, go watch Spice Frontier. Seriously, I don't think there is anybody in this chat that would not like it and should not watch it. Like, you guys like the shit we like. Please go watch Spice Frontier, okay? Please do it. It's on YouTube. It's free. Just give it a watch. Not very long. And, yeah, have a happy Friday, whether it's started for you or will start soon. And we'll see you tomorrow for Ace Attorney. All right?
That we will.
Have a lovely night.
Have a great night.
Have a great day. And we'll see you all then.
Yes.
Good night.
Have a wonderful Friday, you guys.